Doesn't necessarily mean mute your mic. It means mute that speaker on the OBS. So now you can press go live, start streaming, and then they're not going to, disclaimer should be up, but they're not going to hear anything you say until you press off that red button. Correct. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, they can hear me though, so go ahead and unmute yourself. No. Yeah, I think so. What's up, everyone? We got 6 watching. Yep.
There we go. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, guys. Oh, there we go. Diamond Lee is in early. Boy. Endorphinist. Oh, I like that one. Endorphinist. Loving the rush. Scott, Azalina, Yoko. All right. This is Sam Diamond Lee. Although Monty's on the call. Or he's on.
Yeah, they can hear me coming.
Oh, they can hear you.
System somehow.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Hey, Devin.
So you were muted and they could hear me. So all good. Who cares?
So am I? I'm now fully unmuted. Am I not?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I see the thing moving. All right, guys. Let's we'll try and get 15, 20. If we're gonna get that today. Ryu Kent, how's it going? Right, yeah. Damn, I appreciate you guys showing up. And just out of curiosity. Well, pretty good views yesterday. It's like 10-1 views relative to live. All right, guys, a couple more. We'll get rolling. Little mini dump in crypto. Monty and I were just kind of chatting about it. It doesn't seem to be news driven. Just seems to be the usual ebb and flow of crypto. Never a dull moment. How we doing there? All right. Yeah. I know Diamond Lee knows the voices now. Yeah, you probably should. Well, don't forget, guys, you got Monty Crypto, his live stream on tomorrow. Oh, let's see. How we doing? Okay, almost there. Okay. Enric, Corey, Mark Lane. Well, we got a good lineup here. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Yeah, there is lots of price action today. Okay, so and much like yesterday, guys, I just opened it up. We'll stay with this for a little while and see what the feedback is. But so any asset class, I think we have only 2 trads, maybe 2 or 3 trads. The rest of it is crypto. Starting out with James M., right? You guys know he's been with us for a long time, very, very skilled technician. He's got with a look at Bitcoin, which I think is worthwhile. I'll give you my 2 cents on it here. I've actually got it up here. Let me get the disclaimer off here. So if I figure out what I'm doing, shit, that didn't work. Did that work? There we go. Slowly but surely, we'll sort this out. All right, so this is me, and then I'm going to switch over to James M in a sec. Well, so this looks a little sloppy here. I know there's a lot on here. It's always easier when it's your chart. Well, the first thing to note here is we've had a swing. We went, a couple ticks shy of the golden zone, and now we've just got that target. So you can see that. Well, let me pull back out here. You go to a 4-hour. You can see all the channels intersecting. Now, of course, I've got regression channels on here, which you can only use when you're outside a log scale. So there's a couple of different ways to look at this. That has already hit. So you have this channel here that's now broken. You have this channel here that's had some throw over, but we're now back inside of it. But so again, I kind of went over this a bit on the Friday's video. With the regression channel, if it's something like this right here, it's so skinny. In a way, that's a positive when you're in that channel. But when you break that channel, the market's talking to you. But you see, as now we go up and we put in a new high, so I would redraw there, so I can include this. Oh shit! Here, I didn't mean to do that. Let's get that one out of there. Is what I'm after. Come here. There we go. So just with just that alone. So now I pull from here to come here. From here to here, right? And if you haven't played with regression channels much, there's a lot of value there. I will often, depends on what it looks like and whether I'm in log or not. But this is telling. Right, so from this swing to this swing, 2 standard deviations, that break is not insignificant. But of course, then you'd want to look at the whole thing from high to low, because I think what we're all, James, I'm going to get to your stuff in a minute. What we're all trying to figure out is this 1, 2. Well, we could do this a couple of different ways. 1, 2, right? Is that what we're doing, right? So bulls with all of the bullish enthusiasm and the seasonal tendency for Bitcoin to rip towards the end of the year, boy, it's tempting to want to lean into the 1, 2, 1, 2, but right now you can't quite go there yet. It's just too, we're in no man's land here. So the length of the 1 projected from the 2, we're between the 100 and the 127. That would be very short for a Bitcoin 3, but you can complete the impulse here. This is some sort of, whatever we're doing here is, hard to define. It looks like a WXY is the best fit. So with that said, just a quick glimpse of that. Let me get, James is excited about something. Look at this blue channel top left. Okay, so let me get this up. Oh, shit, here. Here, I want to do it, let's do it here. Oh, that's James M from yesterday. I still have it up. This was his thesis. Yeah, so we're going top left, so I got to copy that. Okay, so we're going top left on his 12-hour. He's saying, look at this. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. So as I said, always easier when it's yours. That's a train wreck of lines there. Okay, right. So the blue channel. Okay, I got to pull out here, man. Blue channel. Fuck, man. How many blue channels do we have on here? Look at this blue channel top left. So I must be. What is you? This is a 12-hour. You're giving it to me. Oh, I see it. Okay, I got it. Okay, so let's thicken this up. So let's go to that. Which means did I do that right? That's your double. Oh shit, we'll get this eventually here. So if I look at yours here, will that even open up? No, it won't let me open it up. I think I think what you've doubled the channels here. So I think what shit, man, where are you, James? Here, let me get this down. James. Oh, he may not be on yet.
Yeah, so he doubles channels.
Yeah, I know. So he said, look at this blue channel. So I'm assuming what he's talking about here is this one. Right. So as we're clipping this, and now we've come down and tagged that, and so he's noting it here. Looks like that's 8. He must be. Oh, he's doing it as an ABC, right? We don't know if this is going to turn into a 5 or it's going to end up being a 3. Right now, as it sits, I think this looks more like an ABC, but it may not be done yet. So then the ABC, right? So that's kind of what leaves you in, kind of stuck in a holding pattern. Is it an ABC? Are we done here, or is this going to be a WXY? So the point here that he's emphasizing is this channel here and how nicely the geometry is working within that channel, right? So duly noted. I mean, you can just see the lower trend line here, the parallel of this channel. Now, if we break here, wouldn't be unreasonable to make an assumption here that if we break this channel, we're headed to the lower channel. We break that channel. Right now the whole corrective structure is, I'm quite honestly, I wouldn't be disappointed if we came down to somewhere right in here. I think that's where it's going to get more interesting. If, right, so assuming we get it, right, if we get a challenge of the proposed wave 1 pivot, that is going to be telling if we get that opportunity. So, oh shit, James, what else we got in here? Let me just look at your notes. Oh no, you gave me GR2 as well. Okay, so this is this is interesting. So this is kind of a bit of a combination of his Elliott knowledge, as well as he's done a lot of work with Monte Crypto here on all of this geometry. So it's an interesting mixture of the two. You can see he's seeing this as a 1-2, 1-2, right? So that's the question, right? Now, how do we define this? Well, this would certainly be an invalidation to the idea that we've gone 1, 2, 3. But if you just look at it, let's see. So he is actually working this as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, it almost doesn't really matter. So this 1, 2, well, we can't eliminate the possibility that we're going to have a shallow 3, and we do something like this, and then get it there. If I had to pick, right, I would be very surprised if that were going to play as a shallow 3. It seems much more likely to be a 1-2, and you'll confirm this if we break that pivot. So if it comes down a little bit lower, all the better. So I know that seems counterproductive to a bull, but so we're here right at the 50. So if we get a golden zone down here, boy, I'm going to be very enthusiastic about that opportunity right there. If, right, heavy emphasis on if, but then we're out of the could be this, might be that. We get out of that, and then note where that would fit right here. We'd be just shy of the channel geometry that he's kind of laying out. Now, is it? Well, the way he's got it, we'd have to trade this would have to be. Oh, looks like we'd have to go 1, 2, working on 3, 4, 5. Right now, what happens here? Right at that pivot, that will be telling if. I don't think we can finish that yet. I'm pretty sure James would agree here. Okay, maybe you've got something finished here, but if this is the pivot, is this 1-2? Right, it's iffy. Is that 1-2? Well, right now, it sure looks like it's an ABC. Right? Could we be done? I mean, we're at this. We're at that decision point. We're at the geometry of this channel here. We just passed the algo target. I mean, you can kind of just look at this and say, well, that's all wick down here. So tapping that prior support, the fact that we get a reaction there is not surprising at all. So if we did it like this, I don't think we could finish there, James. I think this would have to roll. If this is, oh, fuck, what are we doing here? If this is 1, 2, we need more 3 there, right? To get it, that's right into all of that. Boy, that would be a beauty, but you can't count on that. Let's see here. Okay, so let me get to his graph here. Because I don't think there's enough there yet to make any sort of intelligent decision as to what to do, right? So even just looking at this is a bit problematic here. So you're ABC. So you'd have to do this as a 3. This is I mean, the possibility here is that we've done something semi-ridiculous, right? So like this, right? Where we've done, is that what we're going to do here? One little baby 2, monster 3. This is a 4. This sure looks 4-ish. See, if this were not the new high, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be ideal, right? But that's not what we get. So 1, 2, you could probably get a completed impulse here. So that's what would make me think here. I'm on a 1 hour. If I went to a 5 minute, I can see the little pause there. There's probably a completed impulse there. So then you'd think ABC, W, ABC, X. So what are we doing here? Well, whatever we're doing here, there's a tendency you'll find, and I look for this, that when an impulse is moving like this, I want it to be self-contained. It's just easier to identify it. So if we're doing this, right, all good. If we start to push, come here. If we start to do something a little wackier like that, it makes me think it's unrelated, that this is done, and now we're doing something like that. So then I would think A, B, C. Coming off of this with the idea that this was A, B, C, W, A, B, C, X, A, B, C, right? And then we'd be down here to a WXY. But right now, you can't make that distinction. So what do you do? I mean, there's a trade sitting right here. You could, if you're, we've got a lot of very, very aggressive traders, right? They're down on the 5 minutes and lower. Monte Crypto likes to trade the 3 minute. All right, so this is, if that's what you're into, you're staring at a setup right here, right? We've had wick rejection. There's the reaction push. We come back down here, you're all in wick, right? This is just in your face rejection. Likely that's getting exaggerated by liquidations, but why would you not take this trade, right? If you get this like that, why not take it, right? You're right in support. Just monster rejection. That's tradable. Now, that's not something I do, but if you're into that, wow, we got to. Monte Crypto, where's the channel where all the Deegans are really nailing it on the lower time frames? I think is it
crypto trading.
Crypto trading, yeah. All right, so a lot of guys like that short-term stuff, right? So now the one thing to be mindful of here, you got to be careful in your own head about thinking, oh, well, if I'm down on the 5 minute, so if I take less risk, ultimately, if I have a smaller account, that's better for me. The problem with that thinking is you end up taking so many trades that often that really works against you. So, if you took this trade right here, right? So if you took this, we got a golden zone, and you took that, okay, you're going from 60 to 62. Okay, that's a $2,000 move. Great, right? But don't think, I got the turn here, and now we're going off to 100K. Be reasonable about the target expectations down at this degree. So you always want to have a target, right? So something like that would be. So if we got second target out of that, I would not be disappointed. Now if it keeps going, okay, fine, right? So then you look, hey, maybe I'm starting here. I'm coming up to a 3. There's a POC. So you don't go, oh shit, man, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda stayed. You wait for the retrace because it will come. Right? Now you can take 4 to 5. Right, but this is it. So it's always easier to take the 1-2 or the AB than the 4-5, because the 4-5 can roll over. That can turn into the ABC. Right here, if you take the 1-2, okay, well we know clearly you break that and you're game over. Right, that trade didn't work out. Next trade. Okay, let me. Oh shit, I didn't mean to get off on that. I think James, this is a hurry up and wait. Let me go to the graph because I think there was some movement there. Oh no, you didn't. Right. I was going to give you shit if you gave me an image. Okay, GRT, he wants top right. All right. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's look at this. All right, heads up. You guys are getting plenty of notice about the opportunity here in the graph, right? So much from James, me reiterating that. this is a really interesting project, right? This would be on your A watch list, right? I would be watching for this as cryptos that have huge potential. So we got a pretty clear. Did we make it? Oh no, we didn't. All right, so. That's interesting. So he's going ABC here. What are we doing? ABC, right? That's pretty sexy. Okay, so can we finish that? Or we have to do it here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. All right, so we oh fuck, I don't know that matters. Okay, so we got a 3 here. I'm going to count that a little bit differently. So A, B, now clean 5 in the finish here of the C of the proposed 4. Looks like that's technical. If might be a little far. No, right. Do this long enough, you can kind of eyeball it, right? So the pretty nice golden zone. So what comes off of the golden zone, right? With crisp, clear, clean, right? Kind of as this is what you want to look for, right? I want it all contained here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put channels on that. I want it to finish within that range here, right? It's clean. So there's no confusion. Well, we can't finish here. We can't, even though look, man, what is it? Just check, right? Short. Okay, so you're not far. So you don't have the qualification of a leading diagonal in that 5 is not longer than 3, right? Now that's there's some, purist is going to be hardcore about that. If it's real close, I'll allow for a little slop there. But here we're way short. So what he's implying here is that since I need a 3 to finish this, if it's going to hold and play that way, well, I've got an impulse. I can't be done. Not only am I not longer here, but I've got an impulse, right? So we need an ABC. So the A, the correction here and the potential for that to go up and finish, well, now you see, right, where the target is, right? So now the whole pattern makes sense. So you got a really nice opportunity here. Oh, let's make it simple. Let me get this one off since that's already established. But, well, first thing to note here, we are not quite to that target yet. It's close, but we're not. Well, fuck, that's pretty close. Yeah, that's close enough, right? So that's likely the algo reaction. We've got a break here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 can't be done yet per this count. So this one now has already hit. So what's next up? Well, let's see. He's doing it that way. Let me get this one. So here, what are you doing there? Okay, so this is length of the A projected from the proposed B. There's 100%. A couple of ticks in front of it. Good, reasonable that that's done. I'm just doing this because if that's the impulsive 1. All right, now we just let me get this tight there. Okay, so we just did a perfect golden zone to algo target off of this pivot. Perfect. All right. So, I'd kind of do it this way. I'd just kind of take this and run it across. Resistance, support, resistance. We're through, support. Now we're going to hold here. That's pretty tradable to me. What do we got underneath here, James? Well, so if you want to be a little more conservative, right? So there's always a trade-off. Always a trade-off, right? If you wait for the MACD or even the RSI to make that turn, I mean, here it's not bad, right? You don't get hurt too badly here. You're waiting for the turn, right? So it turns a little bit early, actually. But here's the push. If we look down below, it looks like it turns a little bit early. But once we go, there's that. I want you guys to focus on that, which is why I harp on this so much. Look at your risk here. Right, stops under the pivot. If they can't get that pivot, up it goes. Right, it's the same. Every pivot's the same. It's the exact same thing happening here. Exactly the same. Right? They can't get the stops up there. Down it goes. Same thing over and over all day long. So this pretty good there. So what are we on, a 12-hour? I'd go down to a 1. That's an in-your-face rejection wick right there. And we had, as he noted, right, whenever you're looking at an ABC, you want to look at that swing relationship, right? So look at the 100 splitting the golden zone. I think he's going triangle here. Yeah, you are doing triangle here, aren't you? A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, he is. Boy, there's not much of a 1-2 there. Boy, you kind of... Yikes. I don't even know. Well, do we have to use this? No, I don't think you can. Right? So I think here you're just looking for this. Right? So there's a nice potential if it comes down back into this zone here. Boy, that would be appealing to me. So I would just do it this way. I would just... That's enough distance here that I think you can play that. All right, so come down. Oh, I might do it this way. I might do 707 on that. So anywhere down in here, boy, I'd be very interested. Come down a little bit, test this. By then, you've got the cross, right? So that's the value of the histogram. You can see we're green here, but now we've gone from a 12-hour to a 1 hour. So I might go to a 4 and say, well, how do I look here? It's not quite there. So if this comes back down, that's not going to be helping here. So what you're looking for is what's the structure? Do I get a 3? If I get a 3 there, that's a slam dunk. Boy, it's hard. It's almost... Well, so that's the reaction wick. So this is too far. I wouldn't be chasing it until I get a little bit of weakness there. Otherwise, it's like buying a breakout. See, I mean, here you can just look at it and say, okay, what is it going to run into, right? It's going to run into that right there, right? So the first push up, there's not enough room there for me, right? So I would look at that and say, well, even if I took that, right off the bat, I'm going to run into all of that. So even if it goes up a little further, so if you're laying out the ideal game plan here, I want to see it get rejected here, right? Prior, the sellers that sold here would defend here, kick it down, and then fail to get that pivot, right? Well, you've got the larger algo. You're working with them. Let's say it that way. They're not working with us. We're working with them. There'll be another algo here, right? Because it's working on every time frame, right? There is no time frame it's not running on. And if I can get a 3 there, okay, what would I be doing here? Well, then I'd lock in on the B. I know I've got a 5 here. That's my 3, golden zone. Whew. Well, actually, let's measure that out. So if this becomes the... Let's see what that 3 would look like. If that's the 1 and and we get that what we're looking for, then I would do it this way. This becomes your 3 target. Would this be enough, right? So if we got this 3, we're not going to overlap get to the 2618. Would that do it? Well, if you're right there, you don't have it. Right, and I'm just kind of going typical. All right, let's use the highest probability. If we get a 3, 4, we don't overlap the 1. We get a traditional, what you might anticipate, kind of an impulse out there. We're not going to be far enough, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to need an extension in one of these waves because we got to get all the way up here. So that's a... You see, I like that, right? So this is why rules and guidelines, some people, it's a love-hate. If you don't have that set of rules, how the fuck do you know? Right? So you're in here going, okay, well, I hope that goes up. I hope it takes out that high. You have no methodology with which to really measure that's statistically significant. I mean, you can say, oh, well, shit, it's a swing, it's a retrace. Okay, well, even to get to the algo target. So we're going to have an extension somewhere because we got a big move here to account for. Where's our target? Up here, right? We got to get to 240. So for this to be the A, the B, and the C, well, another way to do it is say, let's just like you would in the A to the B, the C coming down. Let's take if that's going to hold. There's 100. Still not far enough. We got to get up here, right? So one of these, if that were to play as the 1, it's not going to work, right? So you're going to need a big 3, right? Which ideally, you map it out and you say, oh, boom, I got it, right? So here, if we get resistance here and this goes 1, 2, which I don't have, right? I'm just speculating here. If we do something like this, how it's going to, one of the, or you're going to need a smaller one, and that's just going to have to be the 1 wave of a much larger impulse, much like this 1 wave here. look, well, here, right? 1, 2, big extension in the third. You know, it looks like that's 2618. Oh, fuck, come here. 1, 2. 2618 to the tick. Right. See, you know, the point of doing that here, it's not to demonstrate to you, oh, hey, look at that. I spotted that. The point is that you see that these levels, the reason I do this over and over and over again is because the market responds there. Look at this pivot here. So we get these patterns that they've repeated trillions of times. So when I say, oh, 1, 2, well, that looks like that's pretty far. Well, we know statistically for a 3 to go beyond the 2618 is atypical. Right? Fuck, it happens, right? Shit, look at Bitcoin. I mean, obviously it happens. But when you see it at the 2618, and you're like, shit, how do I count this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like that's extended. Look where the RSI. Oh man, you got yours really small. When we get up here, look at all that. Look at the right. It can't get beyond that. Now here also important to note on the retrace. Where do we go? Right to the 50. Right, that 50. I would tell you the 50 is more important than the 30 and the 70 in the RSI. The 50 is what determines what's happening. Are we trending or are we just bouncing? Are we just chopping? So the fact that we come down to the 50 and then rip again, then back down to the 50, then rip again. Now all of a sudden it's starting to get weaker. Now look where we are. 1, 2, 2618. Right, I bet you that's. No, length of the 1, prediction from the 4. I would be willing to bet you that's technical. All right, so length of the 1 from that 4, right? 1618, 175. These again, okay, so we're on a 4-hour of the graph. Right, so it's just the market it never matters. They all do the same thing, always, right? Because it's not about the market, it's about the people and the algorithms that are trading it, right? And algorithms programmed by people, and people, right? It's just a human emotion, fear and greed. That's all it ever is. Greed, fear, right? Same thing over and over and over again, right? So these levels, you seem like, oh, come on, man. I could be on a 30-second in the graph. It wouldn't matter. The same relationships are going to be there. So don't ignore the value that they bring to you. So as I sit here going, hey, whoa, wait a minute, this is going to have to be. If it does that and we do this, wow, we're looking for a big push here. Big. So if you were to get something like this, wouldn't that be perfect, right? Right into a double top. So here's where retail is going to be here going breakout. If you're an Elliott Wave trader, what are you thinking? Oh shit, man, perfect. Not necessarily for the short, but I certainly, sure as hell, I'm not going to buy it there. Here's something I can promise you. Successful traders, people with huge money that have done this for a long time, would never buy there. A whale is just going to dump volume to push it down, right? It happens in the stock indexes every day. You can see what they're doing. They're going to dump that and put it on sale for themselves because they can, right? You would too. That's what you need, right, to come out of there. Well, I got a little mini rant going there. I didn't mean to. Okay, let me keep moving. But James, this is going to be really interesting to track, right? You know I'm with you on this, so this will be interesting to see how that plays. Let's revisit this next week as well. I probably don't have to do much to encourage you to post it, but I'm watching it as well. Okay, so let me keep going here. Oh, well, Grant F. These I don't even have to copy these. These are so tight. Okay, so this looks like we're out of crypto here. Now, for any of you YouTubers and members, of course, I think this is fairly well established. Look at the consistency of what he posts. Every single trade is technically the same setup, right? There's an Elliott count, right? That we can kind of check that and say, okay, nice, clean. Look at that impulse to a perfect 3 into the 4, 1, 2, 3. Little, there's your classic. We're just consolidating, and the final little squirt kind of finishes it. So what do I have? I have a completed impulse. Great. Okay. A, B, C. What do I have here? Right. A nice little boom. We're coming right into all that structure. Now, what are we doing here? Well, this is one of the newer patterns that he's come up with. I'm not in love with this one, but you do see it. So why is he thinking there's a trade here? Well, so there's there's a combination of factors happening here. So if this is the one, and we were going to pause here for the two. Oh shit! Maybe I have to make a copy. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, I guess I can. I might have to make a copy. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, let's do it this way. Oh, Whirlpool. This is an interesting choice. So I think he's posted this before, so he must like this and has traded it. Okay, so here's if this is going to be the two, right? So I mean, one thing crypto's teaching us is you can't wait for every two to make it to the 50 of the golden zone, right? It's ideal. It's the idealized version, right? You have more conviction in a trade here. I mean, just look at it, right? If I can get this, look at all that structure down here. If I can get that, well, then there's no question in my mind. Oh shit, high probability. Well, there's no certainty in the market, but I would, if I were to get this in a 3 down here, I'm not wondering where I think I am right now. I could be wrong. It goes lower, but deductive reasoning here, there's a good probability. I've got a 2 here. Well, we're not even to the third, where you might look for a 4. So then you'd have to look at this and say, do I have it wrong? Could this be, do I have this 1, 2, 3, 4? That doesn't look right, because I can complete the impulse here. So whenever you've got an impulse that completes, you have to account for it somewhere. It has to be put into the mix. What are you doing? Oh, here, that looks like a 3. That's a 5. Okay, so from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, it's a little skinny there, into the 5. That's some sort of schlop. Oh, looks like it looks like it finishes with a 3, so you'd have to go WXY into the 4. 1, 2. Well, you're kind of stuck with this. So 1, 2, even if you thought, oh, maybe I'm going to finish with an ending diag here with the overlap, nope. So you can kind of backfill it here. Yeah, it's very often what you're doing here. If the count's a little squishy, you need more data. You hear me say that often, right? The market has to reveal. What are you doing, right? What are we doing? What are traders thinking here? Because that's what you're trying to do, is in many ways read the minds of the people on the other side of whatever you're thinking. Why? So if it's coming up here, right, so look what's happening here. What are the buyers thinking right there? What is it they're thinking there? Off to the moon, right? So breakout. Well, all right. So I would just continue to harp on this. That's the worst possible place you could choose to enter the market. The worst. I'd rather buy it down here at the market than buy it up here. I'm not saying that it's impossible that it blows through, right? That's not. But what, as a trader, you've got to recognize. Even if you just think it from a pattern basis, right? So there's going to be stops up here, right? So you're vulnerable to being manipulated up here, because if you're taking the breakout, you need it to continue. So as soon as it does something like that, now you're freaking out. Oh shit! Oh fuck! I thought that was going to the moon. Oh shit! I don't know what to do. Do I get out? What do I do? See, you don't want to put yourself in that position here. So I would, if it blows through, shit. Right, Grant would take a small loss here. Emphasis: small loser, right? Small loser. So, but look at all the confluence I have here. So I have this median line right now. Creative use of that median line. My guess is he did a little digging on these pivots, and it's like, oh, hey, shit, ooh, look at that. It would be right in sync. Now, if I'm here, you've got the confluence of the potential double top. You've got the RSI is hot. You've got a pattern here that looks like it's too shallow, right? And it again, looks like, could be, maybe. It's just historically, it's a little shallow for the two. So is Whirlpool such a monster that it's going to just blow through this, and we're going to be left with a wave 2 that's between the 23 and the 38? Is Whirlpool that big of a monster here? Shit. Can Whirlpool even get in their inventory? I don't know, right? So the risk reward here is what makes this a good trade. Now, add the technical confluence. It's ballsy, because you see, this is why trading is so counterintuitive to your natural emotions. Market's going straight up. I can't sell that. Shit, I got to buy that, right? That's what the novice trader thinks. Right, which is why they get taken advantage of at every double top, double bottom constantly. Now, of course, right, some blow through, right? Eventually, right, they're going to get through. But you'll hear me say this often, you want to be already long going into that, not buying it there. And if you're anxious to get the long, right, you're here. If you're looking for the long, well, you're way too late, right? The long was right here, right? You could have taken that. Now, if I get an impulse here, I'm already, right, if I were to get that, well, now I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, how is this going to play? If this is the A and that's the B, what am I doing here, right? That wouldn't fit with what we're seeing here. It's the consistency of what he does, which is why he's successful, right? So everything, the risk is defined, and it's always a very favorable risk reward, right? That's why he's a good trader. It's deliberate, it's thoughtful, it's technical, it's heavily focused on money management. Here's a recipe for trade success right here, right in front of you. It is not really, see, all the TA, right? That takes a little time to develop a skill set. You have to see shit happen. You have to see it. I mean, I've been watching this markets for 30 years. So there's very little I haven't seen where I can't just pull back something into the memory banks and go, fuck, man, I remember seeing that. Here, when you're a new trader, you're easily influenced by what's going on around you rather than the conviction to say, well, shit, I'm sure I'm not buying it up there. And if it go, you have to just let it go. Because if you want to get on the bull side, you've got to wait for that. Again, you can learn it the hard way. I had to, right? So when I say that, I'm trying to help you, but I understand the tendency. Men are very much like this. Oh, fuck this guy. I'll do what I want, right? So I make a living trying to help people not make the mistakes that I made. It literally comes down to that. Because there is no mistake I have not made. None. Zero. I have been on my knees begging the market to come back. All right, not a place you ever want to be, right? So and I've been there more than once. So when I tell you this is a recipe, you're staring at a recipe for trading success. Absolutely tight technicals, very focused on money management, always with a good risk reward. It's just great work, right? And it's always the same. Always the same. It's great stuff, Grant. So if anybody's a Whirlpool bull, right, think twice about that. But so here's the thing. The other thing that I know what Grant thinks here. It's just another trade. It's just another trade, right? You're not, putting the kids' tuition money into this. I know that fucker's coming down. No, it's just another trade. You have to disconnect from the outcome, really. Oh, if I get stopped out, okay, fuck, next trade. Right? We give you the ingredients for a successful trading career pretty much every day. Right now, do you follow it? It's hard. It's hard to follow somebody else's advice, right? You can take this a little influence here, but the next time it's there, right? What are you going to do? All right. Oh, Attila the Killer is back. What do we got here? Powers out. Oh, he wants to see, okay. Well, you know what? I'll come back to that one because Attila's a new member here. So his power's out from flooding. God, that sucks. He wants to look at Rune. Okay, Monty, help me remember to come back to that one because there's no chart posted there. So I'm going to keep looking. So I got Diamond Lee up next. Looks like he's after XRP. All right. I got a little XRP. Let's see what this looks like. Not muted. I just was hot. Had to turn the AC up. Okay, what do we got here? This is Diamond Lee. Diamond Lee is making really good-looking work come to life here. This. All right, what are we doing here? I got to get over here. So I think I have a different read on this. Okay, so we're on a 1 hour. XRP, well, so right off the bat, so just visually, what I see here is this, right? Just a lot of consolidation. All right? We're not really getting anywhere, right? Now we threatened it. Oh, Jesus, a good example here. Oh, it's breaking out. It's breaking out. Oh shit, I got to get long, right? I don't tell you guys this stuff just to entertain myself. Okay, so I got to pull back here a little bit here and take a look at what we're doing here, how he's reading this. Okay, got a clean impulse off the low. Why does this look different than mine? Oh, because we don't have all the history. That's why. Okay. All right, so impulse, right? We can't argue with that, right? It's just drop dead simple. Looks like we are out of log scale. All right, so let's take that pivot. What do we do here? Wait. Oh, fuck, I don't matters, right? Right, a little front run on the golden zone. I mean, how many times have I shown that, do you think? It's got to be over 10,000 times. Got to be. I mean, just over and over and over again. Right? A lot of people don't even know it's there. Oh, they know the 618's there. They don't really know how to trade it. Okay, this is interesting. So what are we doing with that? Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. So you can put labels on. Yeah, cool. Oh, interesting. Okay, so, well, what a just a beautiful example of prior, right, resistance. Oh, it's lovely. So he's got it down here as well. We're a little shy of it here. So it almost looks like he's working with order blocks there. He might have been. Okay, so how do we get out of here? 1, 2. Okay, well, this isn't a great start, is it? I'm going to move that one, Diamond Lee, just down here so I can see in there. All right, so what are the possibilities here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks pretty clean. It's a little skinny on the... Well, it was far enough. Looks like a triangle. Okay, so it looks like we got a 1. Now, this is good work in here. So this is... oh, that's tricky. So he's... Well, let's zoom in there a little bit. Okay, this is good work. So you can see it now. You open it up, right? So this is why you're going from an 8 to a 4 to a 2 to a 1, because I couldn't quite see if it was there, but it is definitely there, right? So which obviously Diamond Lee has done, right? So we got a nice little 3 there. So there's the W. Now this is tricky, right? If you don't, when you're like, what the hell? Like as soon as you think that, hear that in your head, start thinking triangle, because that's really the only explanation here, because we can't go. There's almost no other way to play that. So but this takes some Elliott knowledge, right? That we've gone A, B here. That's a tricky count, and it just comes with practice and seeing it enough times. So we get the push down here. So while there's complexity to it, it's really just a 3, right? It's just a standard swing retrace, right? We get a new low. It's a tricky count though, right? That's very good work, Diamond Lee. Very good. Now coming off of that low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got another impulse here. I got to count for it. So 1, 2. Okay. Well, I want a 3 here. Do I get it? Well, I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit! Is there any other way to trade that? No, and I don't think you need to. So we get an ending diagonal here to finish this, which is where you want to see it. So what did we finish there? Well, he's got one possibility here. I got to put that in a different color so I can see it. Oh, shit. Here, well, let's just go white. Okay, so one possibility is that we finished a really ugly diagonal, right? So he'd have it as 1, 2, 3. Are we using that as a 4? Yes, I guess that would. 3, 4, 5. So let's see. How are we going to do that? I don't. So you can't count it that way in the alternate. So he's giving us multiple counts here. So this little alternate that I just drew up, we'd have to count it differently. So you'd have to go with the 1 here, 2 here. Then you'd have to work this as an ABC. This is an ABC, and this is an ABC. Looks like you'd have to do that. So I think this count looks less likely. So rather than get rid of it, I'm just going to hide it. So 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So these are still in play. We've already had, so great example here. Reaction at the 50. Now ultimately comes down to the golden zone here. That's very common. The first drop is to the 50, and then the ultimate lows at the golden zone. So let's take that one off. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. There's no reason why not. That's a little shaky here. Well, it looks like you could get it. You can get the impulse there. It just is not very, it doesn't go very far. What shit? What do we even, I don't wonder, measure. Side of the 127, it works. It works. I'm spending a little time here because I know a lot of XRP devotees, people either love it or hate it. Well, so from here, it looks like we're pretty deep already. I'm going to pull that off. Oh, you guys use different colors than me. So I switch it, not because yours isn't right, because I don't recognize your colors. Okay, so so here's the first reaction at the golden zone, and now we've broken. So we've lost, and it looks like we've lost all of them. We've lost, even if I just take dominant to dominant. Nope, we got it, actually. Interesting. Okay, so remember, algorithm could not possibly care less. All right, there's no inclusion of an Elliott count. So we're just going dominant low to dominant high. What do we do? Right, we split the golden zone. So this is a decent candidate here, but this is not the 2 relative to the start of this wave, because if it's 1, 2, this has to be 1, 2. It doesn't hurt. So we've got the combination of, well, that's technical, right? So we know that's an algorithm that's kicking in there. Here it is again, right? Just like we just saw it over here. Here's the first reaction at the 50, now the golden zone. So to get out of here, it's going to have to be a big wave. So this is one to pay attention to, because if this count's going to hold, well, if it's 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Well, so I've got a technical pivot, but it's not in Elliott speak or in the Elliott context. It's the 786, which is just below the 65. So I do have a valid 1, 2 here. Oh shit! I don't know how great that finish is. Let's go. Let's look at that 30-minute and see how that finish looks. Wick the median line. Well, of course, right. The first question you'd ask yourself is what happened on the sell side. All right, it's getting a little crowded in there. Let's get some of this off. Okay, so front run on the 50, most likely. Look, 10,001 times. Okay, so swing, that's close enough. That's likely the front run. Could we be done there? One, two. That's kind of not much of a 2. What you have to do that is that this has to be the B, because there's no. You have to do that because you can't go 1. You have to do it that way. That's not a great looking finish, actually. I don't want to go 1, 2, so I'd have to go 1, 2. Yeah, that would work. 3, A, B, C into the 4, down for the 5, hit the algo target, just shy of the 2618. Well, so this would be, I'd be watching this one. Well, I've already got a piece of this, but for an ad, that's not the great start that you want, because you look at it and say, oh, we did a 1, 2, and this swing is shorter than the prior swing. So if I'm digging in there, is that a good start? Well, it's not a great looking start. It certainly looks like it could be corrected, right? So this here, I want more here, right? So the fact that this wave is shorter than this wave, not a good start. Now, even this, so now it's possible, right? It's possible. So in your mind, you want to be thinking, okay, how could I be wrong, right? So that's often the first thing I'm asking myself is, right, because on the assumption you're going to be wrong more than you're right. How am I wrong? Well, if this is 1, 2, well, I need a 3 here. This could be 1, 2 of the 3, right? So it's, there's little ways you might check that. Say, oh, if I'm technical here and I hold down here, well, maybe that's a contender. Maybe it is 1, 2. But does that look like much of a 1? Shit, I'm on a 30-minute. Even at a 15, do I really have a 1 here? 5-minute? Is there a 1 there? Maybe there is, right? So that's why you go down to this level. Not really. I so squirrely down here. 1, 2 is a stretch. Even just calling that a 1 is a stretch. But knowing they're going to break down, shit, I'm not going to go below a 1 minute. Is that really there? I'm not sure that is. So this would be one to be watching. That's all body, right? So you're just down here. This is a pretty good sell-off, right? That's the wick section down here. everything else is body. So that's not a great start. Well, you can't quite. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, I don't even think you can get that. I go to a 2 minute. Maybe you can. That could work, right? Possibly. All right, we can do that this way. 1, 2. Boy, I don't like to do that, but see, I want to finish it here, right? Just as what I was talking about before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, but that doesn't work. So could it be done over here, right? So we have to do it this way. I'm on a 2 minute chart, right? So that 2 to that 4, I don't like that anymore. It's not. Do I have something that could be called an impulse? Yeah, but I don't like that, right? I want this, right? I think it's whenever I can connect them all, I want to do that. So A, B, C looks like a pretty reasonable contender. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you'd have to go A, B, C here as well. So none of this looks it's just not good enough, right? So why force a trade here? Kind of my thinking always, okay, could I put on a trade here? Yeah. Right. Would I have any conviction in it? No. No, right? So then now you're just gambling. Now you're just hitting the hopium pipe. Well, I hope it goes up. I've heard it's a good crypto project, right? It's going to change things in the banking. Wires are going to be done differently, blah, 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 right? So is that good enough? That's not good enough for me, right? And I'm on a 2 minute chart. Now I come back to an hourly. Yeah, not even close. So all of that aside, what do you need to see here? So something has to come out of here that's gives me a clean 5. I don't have it yet. Maybe we're starting on it, but there's a 60. It's so we're kind of back to where we started, right? It's just a big consolidation. This is not a good place. So think of it this way, right? We're right in the middle of all of this consolidation. Essentially, right? Depends how much you want to include up here. Oh, you damn near do it that way, right? What edge do you have here? You're in the middle of all the traffic here. You're not in an edge here where I can say, oh, well, it looks like it's going to snap back here. Oh, we're going to break out. One or the other. You're just right. What is it they say? You don't diddle in the middle, right? You're just right in the middle of this. I mean, you even draw it this way, right? Just a little bit through here to get that algo target here, but something's got to come out of here that's cleaner. So this just stays watch list, right? So Diamond Lee, I don't think you have enough here to take it. This is too could be this could just be an ABC right here. So this could be, well, you can just look at it, right? So it could be WXY going in easily. When it's not enough, right? It's not good enough. So I would sit tight on that. I'd watch list, right? There's definitely watch list, but I don't think you have a trade there. All right. So Diamond Lee, looks like you wanted ICP too. Let me get that one up here. Maybe we'll have a trade there. ICP. Oh, man, your work is really looking good here. Okay. Let's get a quick look here, see what we got. Well, so of course when they first come up, I have to pull out here to see where you are, where your thinking is. Okay, well, looks like we're gonna need to be in log scale. I don't think you gave this to me in log. No, you didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna come out of log here in a minute. I got to get rid of that. Oh, see, that's, you guys have probably dealt with that, right? It's annoying. You got to get that thing off of your screen. All right, so this looks damn near, it looks like Ripple, right? So we've got this nice impulse here. This is good work. Oh, you're kind of stuck with the running flat here. Are you? Let's see. Yeah, because you can't finish it. You can finish it here. Oh shit, I'm on an 8 hour, but it looks like you can finish it in here. I went down to a 2, and that's going to stand out more. So it looks like you got a good finish there. So here you can see it. Oh, something like that. So you've got that internal impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, looks like that might have overlapped. Well, oh shit, you call it a diag either way.
You still coughing? I think you're still muted.
Sorry. One, two, boy. No. Not really what you want, right? So it's lingering. So here's really the trade that was there was this, right? You wanted that to go. So now we're waffling off to the. So it's kind of the same thing, right? What are we doing here? All right, very similar, all right? So okay, big base. All right, so. All right, okay, so here's the breakout. Here's the retest. Now we get some distance where let's test it again. Oh, we're going to go? Nope, let's test it again. Oh, we're going to go this time? Oh, I don't get a 5, I get a 3. Well, let's test it again. Oh, now we're back into it, right? So this can be just a useful thing to do, saying where is accumulation happening? Where do we see that accumulation, right? Where is it happening? Because if this was going to be, impulse, retrace, good, and then off we go, you didn't get what you wanted here. So again, I come back to there's so many things to trade. Why trade something that's like, oh, well, all right, maybe. Leading diag. Okay, but that said, right, let me stay with the analysis here. So he's got he's got a shift pitchfork on. So we've gone A, B, C into a W. Well, you're stuck with it, right? So you're going to have to work that as an ABC. ABC. Now, leading diag. Well, is that a leading diag? Well, I do the same thing, right? If I have a problem spot, I want to highlight it because I know if I come back here, that's where my problem is. Boy, that's just, crypto will do that. It almost doesn't, it's not even worth it, right? So whatever that is, who knows? It's not really not worth it. Is it an impulse? No. Diag? Maybe. It's an ugly, whatever it is, it's just ugly as hell. So right off the bat, well, let's see here, I would take it out of log. 1, 2, you can't get a 3 into that. So you'd have to put, you'd have to make that the 1. 2, A, B, C into the 3, overlap the 1. Oh, fuck, you probably do it A, B, C that way. So this is not what you'd want here. So even if you just said, oh, shit, I got some sort of just butt ugly 1, that's deeper already. And so, okay, maybe you could talk yourself into it this way. You say, okay, well, I'm back down to where it's been rejected, right? So this has been tested, right? I'd call that same thing. That's a test. We've tested it. Almost golden zone. Well, almost golden zone. Looks like that may have moved. Oh, that's too far. Oh, on log. I got you. Okay, so almost golden zone on log. Still looks like it's too far, right? Unless we're pulling from another low. He might be pulling from another low. Yeah, I think he is. Okay, so let me... Okay, I got you. I'm with you. Okay, so if that's our 1, right? So that's too big a break, right? It's too sloppy here. So you've lost the buy side, right? Now you can catch him again, right? You can get him again right there, right? But you can't right now. You don't have. That's too far. So 1, 8. Boy, this is. So my instinct is to say to you, Diamond Lee, this is good. I see you're refining your technical chops here really well, right? As you've developed, well, you were good when you got here, but now you're just getting better and better. So flexing those muscles, good idea here, right? But is this really? This would be on my C list, right? This wouldn't be good enough to be on my A or B list. Now, give me something comes out of here. I don't care what it is. Just give me a 5, something. Actually, looks like you might have bumped your head here on an algo. I go to that low. Well, I do it 2 ways. So am I on the puppy duty? Okay, shit. All right, just got a new companion here in the room. Let's hope she's gonna sleep. On the watch list, right? Definitely, but something's got to change, right? We need a change of character, right? But you really see it clearly here, right? This just being chop. So why force? Why force something there? One, maybe two. One, maybe two. One, maybe two. Right? I just, if you like the project, right, sit on it. I do it that way. Oh shit! That fucking big wick is screwing me up. If you like it, so if I was gun to my head and someone said, "Well, you're going to have to put on a long here," that's the one I would take. I wouldn't love it, right? Because you really need this right now. Bring that down. Give me that, and then a 3 all day. But here, maybe. Do I get a free drink with that one? Right. I do in Vegas, right? And that's about the same, right? Hit my 15. That's kind of what you're saying here. Well, maybe I'll get a 6. Okay. Let me keep going here. I think you feel me on that, Diamond Lee. Your work is excellent. I just the assets you're choosing here. It must be an affinity to what's behind the project rather than the TA. Okay, let me keep moving. I got Zafar here on Zafar. He is all over this one. This has been a regular post for him, so I know he's trading it. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay. Again, right, it's always easier when it's your stuff, right? You kind of know what you're looking at. That's just a train wreck to me. Okay, so let me see what I got here. All right, so I know we looked at this before. Okay, so here's the big leading diag, right? Emphasis, the monster rip in the 5, right? There's almost no other way to count that. That's good work. That's a tricky one too, right? Again, right? It's not idealized, but it's there, right? So that's quite the one. That's a big one, which I know is why he's been all over this. Okay, so we if we're doing this, okay, is that enough here? Well, look at the length of time, right? Just that alone might make you pause. Is it enough? Well, maybe. So we're right into the structure, right? You got all of that to play off of. All right, prior resistance, can't get through, we're through, right? What are we right back to it? I'm going to just hide a couple things here so I can see a little bit better in here. So I like this channel here. So there's your classic Elliott channel, right? So we're just going, so he's going off of the proposed, oh, you didn't label it for me, the proposed 1 right back to the edge of the channel. Now, can we get out of here? So let me zoom in there and see what we're doing. Whoa. Shit, did you give this to me in log? Did you? No, you didn't. So I think that's a hangover from my last one. I don't know, Zafar, if you're on. I don't think you gave it to me in log. Oh, what did I do there? % sorry. Oh, did he give it to me in log? I don't think he did. He did? Shit, I got to check this here. Nope, definitely not. All right, so I don't know why I was in log. Okay, so, fuck. I might have to go in the log just to be able to see it. Okay, so here's the 2. So 1, so I've got a candidate here, just that. I got a candidate for the 1. Candidate for the 2 down here. 4 or 5, let's get that up. Oh, come here. Minuet. Okay, so a little big, but that'll work. All right, so 1, 2. Well, we're kind of wicking the edge of that channel. It's not a count killer, but let's see what comes off of this. So we got a WXY that completes here. So what nice work here, identifying the triangle. So what else are you going to call it? Oh, is it a triangle? Let's see. A, B, C. Yeah, you would, but I think you'd put it right here. So WX, A, B, C into the Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, now what did we finish there? Zafar, you left me hanging there, right? So what are you thinking there? So you well, I see what you're thinking. So you're thinking that might be an A, right? So you're thinking this A, oh fuck, come here. A, B, doesn't work, right? So because that looks like a 3. So Can we get a 5 on it? So if we're going to go X, okay, I'm with you, right? But you don't. So if this is going to go A, B, C, do we have enough for that to be a 5? Maybe. Boy, that's sloppy. Hey, looks more like an ABC, doesn't it? Because that looks like if anything, you got a 5 there. So so maybe that's why you didn't label it. It's a little bit. Could be this, could be that. I don't even think we can get anything other than something corrective there. Did we miss something here? Let's take a look. Well, I don't like the idea of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't work, right? Again, I want to keep them all contained. If anything, I'd rather truncate that as the 5. This is your problem over here. That's a clear 5. We got to account for that. So it has to be an A, a B. That kind of sucks over there. Well, let's see. First question, right? Was it an algo involved here? Perhaps, right? I mean, we're through first. I don't think you can get a 5 into that unless you're going to truncate something. Let's take that off here. 1, 2. Even boy, this is just a train wreck. I don't think that works, right? So I don't think you can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and try and squeeze it in there. I think you're a little fucked there. Even the X is a bit of a stretch here. So, but we're gonna have to live with it. I don't see a better way to handle it. Now we've gone far enough here, so I'm gonna go with you on the X. Sometimes it's what's there, right? This what at its core, what do we got? We could probably dick around with that and get something to work, but I don't know that it matters at this point in time. The most reasonable choice here is to put the X there, and then I would kind of look at it and say, well, it seems to make sense. Boom, boom, can't get through, can't get through, can't get through. Rejected. Not sure what we're doing there. So WXY looks like, well, A, B, could be the C. But then you don't like this. You want to be done. Like, so where you're putting your 2 and your Z way down here at the golden zone. Okay, I like your thinking there. All right, so I got to get back out to a 4. All right, now it's starting to come together. Sometimes it takes me a minute to see what you're thinking. So I like just the whole look of this. 1, A, W, X, Y, something down here. All right, so I got to change it just to change the colors. Okay, so if it's going to hold as the 1, it's remarkable, isn't it? Right? So do you see what happened here? We went from the golden zone to the 50. Algo. Well, that looks like a 3, so I'd be thinking just at its core, if I can get this and this. Now, if that's ABC coming in, now you could make a case that it's time to be a buyer here, but I'd want to see that something's going to have to pop there because the double bottom potential or lower pretty hard to miss. Oh, I think you probably have another one in here as well. I'm just going to hide that one. I might look at this one, and you may have, Zafari. I'd keep an eye on that one as well. Well, here you're trying to finish, so I'd go back and forth and look at the 2. Kind of get that Z down here, and then I'd be, right, always look for swing relationships. Always. Right, so if I can get that. All right, so I got the 618 splitting the golden zone, which would not be out of range here. Same kind of thing, right? Always look left. Right? Is there something that, right, if we've got enough history, did something happen the last time we got there? Prior resistance, right? Potentially, right? You can see it became the support. Now we're going to do the same thing. Well, this would be telling if we got down there on per the count that he's got. A, B, C. Doesn't look like it's far enough, does it? Right? But it could be. Yeah, this is all wick down here. A, B. Do we have a C there? Oh, shit. Now we got to go down really. This is what crypto does, which is kind of annoying. Right? We get these wicks. Right? So how do we include them? Well, I'd check. Got to check the line. What do I have here? This A, B, C, D, E. I don't think there's any argument there. You'd be thinking 4, 5. Not much of a 1, 2. Even here, where are you going to put your 2? Not much of a 2. So it's just a waterfall. So I think the only way you could play this here, if you were anxious for the long, I might consider some of that. Looking for that. So what's the problem with that? All right, do we have enough here to say, whoa, great looking start to a trend change? Do we? What it really, right? This is just how the markets move, right? Especially when they're accelerating, drop, base, drop. Now, right? So to turn that around, we're going to have to do this. Now we're going to have to. Something is going to have to happen down here technically. So what would cause that, right? So why would anyone be an aggressive buyer here? Well, there's not any Elliottician here is going to be chomping at the bit to take anything long there, because that's not a great start. If anything, it looks like it's just a 3 that needs to finish right now. Could it be something here? We're doing the 2, probably not. It looks like that's a 3, and we're going to roll over again. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because all the support is down lower. So remember, we just looked at this. It's not uncommon for the market to ping the 50 and then kick off of that, right? Because that's where the algorithm starts. And then if it's going to roll over again, head back down towards the golden zone. This one, same thing. I don't think it's ripe, because that's not good enough, right? Which I'm sure, Zafar, you'd agree with me. That's not. You got nothing to work with here, other than, oh, okay, well, maybe, not enough, right? So this would be, I think the potential here is good, and we can see how technically it's trading. So this would be probably on my B watch list, because I think more has to happen here to get enough conviction, because this, I don't know what that is. I mean, in the context of this being a B and that being a C, but I can't get any wave count here I'd have any conviction in. 1, 2 there. Shit, who knows? Watch list. Right? I don't think it's ripe. But I know, Zafar, you're going to post that next week, because I know my guess is you've got some size in here. Hope you're in from much below. Okay, so let me keep moving here. I've got Abdo. Oh wait, one of you guys.
We have a tip if you want to do that one.
Oh,
or
sure.
If you want to wait.
Sure. No. I think what Abdo gave me here it's got a problem. Yeah, this is the link he gave me. And he doesn't tell me the asset. So something fucked up in the link that he picked. So, okay, so let me go ahead and do the request.
Okay, it's going to be RNDR.
RNDR.
On KU coin.
Okay. RNDR. To the tether, I'm assuming.
Yes.
All right.
And he said looking to add to position.
He's looking to add?
Yeah, looking to add to a position. It doesn't say what price.
Oh, to a position. Okay, I thought you meant I'm looking to add to a position. Okay, well, this is, it's immature, right? We don't have a lot of history here, so it's apparently a new project. But that, boy, what a nice start. All right, so again, this is all the market ever does. Swing, retrace, swing, retrace. There we go, right? Same thing. Now, if we start to retrace, what are we watching for, right? Right, we're doing this. We're going to hold here. We do this, right, and turn it into a 5. Well, I don't even know you need any Elliott here, right? We got pretty obvious support zone here. What do I got over here? Oh, this always kind of screws me up when I do all those copies. I end up with all you guys' stuff here. So, let me get. Let me get my template up here so I can do this a little bit better. Oh, we'll use the OBV. Okay. Give me a sec here. And I want. They changed this again. I can't remember here. I found this yesterday. Volume. There it is. Where the fuck is my volume profile? That's not the built-in. I want built-in. Volume profile. There we go. Okay. I want visible range will work. Okay. Now let's take a look here. So usually that just changed a lot. Here, was I on log scale when I brought it up? I think I was. Okay, so first question, right? Was this technical? Well, I would. At this point, you wouldn't call this corrective, right? So this is what corrects it. That wick's kind of a problem. So just right off the bat, I'm looking for, okay, is it responding technically? So you'd have a corner pocket. So we got our 80 coming out of the chute, right there at the algo target, right? So we know this is where the algos are active, right? So they got, so do you see how coming out of this corner pocket, they're hitting the median line as they hit the target, right? Doesn't get much better than that. Now, this is where I would have taken at least a portion off, but now looking at this, it's a little bit of a chop fest in there. Let's see if we go down to an 8, if this cleans it up a little bit. All right, so from an Elliott perspective, what you'd be looking for is, okay, 1, 2. We know the 3, 4, 5. That's good. That's kind of large. Good start on it. Now, with that, so just kind of mapping it out. Okay, could be, maybe. Now, do we have the subdivision there? Is it there to really lean into this? I get you guys. Perfect tag, right, of the upper parallel, right? So if it's not going to pause and retrace here, this is trading principle number 3. We hover around the median line before the market decides we go on upper parallel or lower parallel. So you're starting to get some decent structure here. That's not as far as you'd like, but it looks like that's going to be a 127, 138. So you do this long enough, you can spot it. All right, so I got a very reasonable candidate here for a 3. But it also equally reasonable that we're not done, that we're working on the 4 there, because this is, well, here's rally base, rally base, rally base, rally. Now what are we doing? It's far enough, but that subdivision doesn't look particularly good. Now we're going from, do we have the right range here? Oh shit, from 34, yeah, we got to at least look at it in log, right, up to $5 so wow, if you're in, good for you. Oh boy, is that a cluster F. 1, oof. Well, it looks like the only way you could do this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Oof. Well, we're gonna have to dig into that. Let's just see if we can get that to work. So it's not obvious, clearly. It's not obvious from a distance, so we just start going down. Like, what can we see here? That's such a giant reaction here, right? It's likely algo-driven. But you got a bit of a... Yes, I'm thinking, fuck, we might have to do WXY. I don't know if it matters, right? So we'd have to do something like that, or just process of elimination. If it's going to hold, that's all you got. God, we're going to have to go down to a 60 here. Oh, that's an ugly start. Okay, so it looks like you can get a diag out of that. So let's start there. So it looks like you can go 1, 2, 3. This is classic 4, 4, 5. So it looks like I can complete something there. So I'm going to push that off here and see if we can work through it one swing at a time. This is you're just stuck with it, right? It's not great looking. I mean, it's just a pump wick. So same kind of idea, right? So this is all wick up here, right? So what did we really do here? We just consolidated. We're not really doing anything. There's nothing impulsive here. So the just process of elimination, you would think, okay, it's just part of some corrective structure. But then we get a pretty good rip coming out of this. Problem is it keeps going. So we got to account for that because there's a diag there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to account for it. 1, 2. Now this is our, because I really don't like that as a 2, but we may be stuck with it. Right? So now working backwards, can we finish here? Well, it looks like we can. So a lot of times it's this process of working backwards. Oh, I might need that. So I'm going to put that there. All right. let's go. Let's open that up. All right. So is that a clean finish? 1, 2. Yeah, it looks like it would work. Okay, so all right, let's work 1 5 at a time. I'm unsure here, so it might be here. So here's a W, or here's an ABC. So one possibility is that it's ABC is in, and we went 1 2, right? So it's ABC, and then this would have to be 1 2. I don't know if it's going to get there. It looks like I can finish it up here. So 1 2 3 4 5, right? So big overlap. So an ending diag, I think we could finish that there. So now working backwards, 3 4. Boy, that's not the diag you'd want there, but I think you're stuck with that. So 4 3 2 1. So let's put it back together. Does this work? 3 4 5. All right, maybe. This has got to go up. Okay, 1 2, is that long enough? So first question, right? We got to check that. Is it long enough? It is. I think you're kind of stuck with that last 5 to work backwards. So that would leave us here as a candidate for the 4. So does it work? Right. So the problem is I've got 1 2 3. So I don't love this being done there. All right. So let's put this together. See what we could have. Right. Do I have to go? There's no way around that. You have to include that. Well, God, I might be stuck with that as a 2. I think I am. So this would have to go up. So let's take that up. So it wouldn't work that way. So from this pivot here, this has to go up. Oh, this has to go up. So this has to go here. 1 2 3 4. Looks like WXY to finish that. This is so I kind of want to do this. Now, can that work? I'm just looking to see if there's another 2 I can use here, but I don't think so, because I've got. Come here. Well, that is. If I'm right on that, got a lower low here. It's diag. Oh shit! Maybe I can do it with a diag, right? Let's see. Shit that doesn't happen randomly. All right, so if the potential was there, that might have fixed this, because I was thinking I could go ABC. So shit, let's see if I go down. Fuck, I'm gonna go to a 15-minute. Can I get that done there? Right, I kind of need to. This is a bit of a well, man, I might be able to do it this way. I think I'm going to end up with a different degree. 1 2 3 4 5. Fuck, you're stuck with that. There's a bit of a problem here. 1 2 3 4 5. No way around it. Have to use it. Now, can I get a 3 4 5 in here? Well, I'm gonna try and see if I can get it in there. Well, we're gonna have to go down to the 5-minute. Oh shit! I shouldn't have done that without marking it. Here, let me do this. Bear with me. We'll get there. It's a tricky one. If I don't do that, I'll lose it. Come here. There we go. Can I get that done? I kind of need to. 1 2. So I truncate. God, is there? it's such a chop fest in there. It's hard to even see it. It looks like, okay. Well, that ain't pretty, but it looks like you could do it. Oh, where's the 4? I mean, you're going to have to go down to the, boy, talk about a bizarre finish here into a true, promise you somebody bought it there. Promise. Right? Off we go. Right? I mean, if you've probably heard the candlestick pattern, tweezer top. You got plenty of them here. Tweezer, tweezer, tweezer. You got them all over the place. Another one. I think you're going to have to do it that way. So let me see if I put that all back together. Can we make that fly? 1, 2. Let's measure. All right. I think it works. All right. We don't overlap. So, boy, is it ugly. But I think you're going to have to do. God damn it. Come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, it ain't pretty. So I see why you wanted some help on this. This is just an ugly. So the Elliott here is really challenging. Let's go back to a 15. And so what's our best case scenario here? Well, right off the bat here, now we got to check that 3. Let's see if that's long enough. 1, fuck. If that's 1, 2, it may not be. 1, if that's the, oh fuck, well on there, son of a bitch, can't do it because I can see 5 is longer. All right, so then immediately I want to put the 3 up here. So I think I can stick with that 1, 2. Boy, it looks like you got the same problem here. So I think I'm going to end up here with this as the 3. This is going to have to go as the 3. This is going to have to go as the 4. One, 2. Now you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might do it. All right, let's go to a 30-minute. Get a little perspective. Oh, that's a brutal count. And why? The reason it's so brutal is because it's so choppy, right? There's no, it looks like it's thinly traded as well, which, I mean, if you're long from down here, do you care, right? But it just makes the TA all that much more difficult. Now, right off the bat, what should be just screaming at you, look at the Vegas wave as support all the way up. Boy, is that good, right? It's so easy to go eye blind to it. Let me go back to the 60 and say, okay, where the hell are we, right? So if this has to go, oh fuck, are we gonna have to do this? Yeah, I think we are. A, B, C. What? Boy, that's the. I don't think you can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. No, I think you're better to leave it there. Right? So we know we have a technical pivot up here with this as the 3. The range we know was second most common, 127, 138. If I'm looking at this and I'm looking to add, right? So what are the things that stand out, right? So coming down a degree to the prior 3, 4, and I've got this nice high volume node here. Well, it's literally yelling at you, right? So okay, so we stayed here for a while. We built up a base. If that's going to come down for a 4, well, that's 1, but you could fatten that up and say, okay, well, anywhere in here, because if we get into this, odds are you're going to get to this. So if this is 1, 2, well, I don't love it, but I think you're going to be stuck with it until there's more reveal, and we could kind of dig into that because I'm really stretching to get this in to be a 1. I don't think you can do it without it. So 1, 2. I wish I could be giving you better answers here. This is just a really choppy, sloppy mess. Well, let's stay with this count. If this is the 2 and that's the 3, I can start to put some pieces together. Come in here. Close enough. All right, so if I'm going to come down, well, here would be our high probability zone for the 4. So if I'm starting on this, get same kind of thing, right? We're just shy of that. So is that A, B, C working on, or 1, 2 starting to come into that? That's a push to try and get to that pivot that doesn't succeed. 1, 2, right? There's no way to distinguish it because you don't have enough really here to call that a 5. So here's what I'd be doing. I'd be just watching, okay, I've got a swing, I've got a retrace that fails, so it's a candidate for a B, and I'm looking for some technical confluence. So where do I really want it? Down here. This would be ideal at the 1618. It would bring us down a little bit deeper, so now you'd say, okay, well, this is kind of an ugly, you can see here how I'm trying to finish that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get you the 5 of the 3 at the larger degree, and this would be your prime zone to be adding. You got structure to work with here. If that's going to hold as the 3, A, B, C into the, or pardon me, W, X, Y into the 4 here. Pardon me, this 4, shit. I get out of there. This 4 now has to come over here. This is that 4. If we're going to hold, if that holds, right, W, X, Y, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish it. So this right here would also be, I'd be eyeballing these 2 wicks, which are going to be tied to that block right here. So this would be, you've got, and then I would bring that down a little bit as well. Include that 1 pivot. I might even do this, right? Since I think that, so from this pivot here, that's a good impulse, right? So the problem is down below where it's just so choppy. There's no real pattern that clarifies here, but down here, so you'd be a little shy of the 23. Here's where I really like it, right here. You got this big high volume node here. We'd be, you'd have to pay attention here, right? It's possible you pop here. That would just be really shallow, but it would be reacting to the prior resistance. Now becomes the support. Look where the Vegas wave is right now. We just looked at that out at a higher time frame and how supportive that has been. So don't forget about it right here. It's literally sitting right at that. If I split them, right as we approach this high volume node. So if this comes down here, and you're looking for a place to add. So the question right off the bat, say, okay, well, where are you wrong? Well, how far would you let that go? Well, I think if you're adding here, some degree, you're going to be factoring in what your average price will be as to where your break even is going to be. I don't know where you're long from, but I think I'd be looking here, but I sure would want to see a reaction. Just to say, okay, right? I mean, you're gonna get a reaction, right? Just off of that, you're gonna get a reaction, right? Well, what kind of shape does it take? This is already a bit of a chop monster, right? So if I got that, okay, I might look at it, right? Because you're trying to get into the, right? Is that going to be the 5? Probably not, right? So you're trying to get into the 1 of the 5th, right? At this degree, if that's really gonna fly, let's see, put the whole thing back together. So we have some targets for that 5th. All right, now first assumption is that's, if not in, we're working on finishing that. So if there's one more leg up here, you're trying to complete the 3. Oh, shit, let's go back to that 4. If it's done, we're not done here yet. So this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now possibly we're in, but you got to, if it's corrective, here's the 4. So here's what we're trying to complete. Oh shit, already I don't love it. I'd want this to take a little more time, right? Something like that, because the size of the 1 and the 2 is so much bigger. Makes me think this is all just part of the bigger 3, right? Which most likely. So I think this is all the internal 3. So let me get this shit out of here. Oh, come on, get out of there. Fuck. Let's get that one off. This is the one I want off. I don't like, fuck. This is in the wrong spot. Okay, so this we're still trying to finish this, right? I don't think that's done, because what I don't want to do is do 3, 4 and then be thinking that it's going to go up for the 5. So just looking at the length of time of the 2, it's way too big for this 4 to be in play here, right? I'd be looking for it over here. Look at the length of time. So whatever's happening here, we're trying to finish this as a self-contained. So if this is going to hold as the 2, which is already, it's a little bit of a cluster F down here. I want this all self-contained. I don't want to be stretching over here to go 4, 5, or excuse me. All right. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, I want this to finish. Well, if that finishes, then you've had just a vertical moonshot here. You want a little bit of time. So this is what is, so we were just looking at this, right? Kind of keying off of that high volume node in here. But I want this to all finish, right? To all be complete. So if we're still working on this, one more push up here looks pretty reasonable, but for a longer term. So I'm assuming you're kind of thinking longer term. Shit, I gotta change that color here. Just make sure I'm not fucking this up, right? 1, 2. I've got this is my problem here. Let's go sub. Let's put that one in. What have I not used? And let's put it in yellow here. This is the one that I'm trying to finish here. This one. 4. Into this 5. I got to change that color. All right, so put him back in white. Right, this is what we're trying to finish here. All self-contained. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see how skinny it is. So if you put a regression channel on that, right, it would be all self-contained. I want this one to finish before we start thinking about this one. So if I'm long-term, which I'm kind of guessing you likely are, there's still so much upside here. I'd be picky, right? So this is kind of the shape you're after here. I'm going to take this out of log. Okay, I can't. No, it's better in log. It's gone too far. So it's just going to screw up the drawing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can bring that down, is what you want here, right? You want that. So 1, 2, 3. We're still working on 3. This big 3 seems to me is not done. I want this one up here, right? So now we'd be closer to a more traditional wave 3 here. This is still working. So now that doesn't look like it's enough. Like, it looks like that's just all part of whatever's going on here. 1, 2, this very tight, kind of choppy, ugly impulse that's going in here, right? There's no other way to think of it as anything but an impulse. So you want that to complete, and then I'd give it time here. So the question for you, who's trading this is, where are you long from? So if we're going to retrace back here to $3, is that too far for you to just hold with it? Hopefully you're long from down here to where you wouldn't sweat that. Say, okay, well, it's just, market's not just going to go straight up forever, and get a retrace over to even the median line, just something so I get a little better balance here between 2 and the 4. This just takes too much time, and you can just do something like this, and just look at it. Now, it won't let me do the same thing because I'm in log scale, but you can just kind of visually say, all right, would that be about the same, right? It doesn't have to be exact, but you just want to see, you don't want to see it do it like this. Right? Not that that's never happened, but that I would have much less conviction thinking, oh, the major 4 is in here, because I want all of this to be self-contained, and then you would have this severe distortion between the 2 and the 4. Right? This is what I've been saying about Bitcoin for 6 months. It just doesn't look right. That's what you want. And plus, if you were to push this high, then the magnetic pull to the median line here, it's not like literal, but it's the temptation to take profit for the people like yourself, right? Who maybe caught some of this. Boy, once that starts, then the stops start getting hit, and then the sellers start piling in. Now, where could it go, right? You've got an obvious support zone here. The median line would be a part of that, right? So I'd start nibbling right here for that shot into the 4, up for the 5 to complete the 3. But remember, you've got a long way to go. So don't screw yourself up here by taking losses in here, or fucking around with the chop, because obviously this thing is prone to chop. I'd let this finish, and then I'd wait for the bigger. This is what you want to add to, not this little one. This is too squirrely in here. Fuck. I mean, look, it's all over the place, right? So let that finish. Right? So what else do we have below? So you're still. This is all very 3-ish, right? So obviously, look, again, right? Note the RSI. We get over, we come back, we hold 50. Over, we're holding 50. Right? So if it's holding 50, the trend is still on. We get a full loop, right? Now we get a full loop. Where do we get a full loop? On the 2. Same thing up here, right? Can't get, now, once it makes that full loop, What you'd want here is for this to come down, make a full loop to the 30, where you can say, look here, well, now I've got all the energy potential. It's just like, it brings it down here. Now we got all that energy potential to bring it back up. It's the same thing here. That's why you need the retrace is healthy for the market. That's why people say, why you're a Bitcoin bull. Why do you want it to retrace? Why do you want it to go down? Because it's healthy for the trend. It's just in the same context here that this would not be healthy for this trend to be putting the 4 in over here. I would just not take that trade. I just wouldn't like it enough. I'd be very uncomfortable with that. All right. Hopefully I gave you a few ideas to think about. You got yourself a great looking trade. Don't fuck it up here by getting greedy. Let this thing finish. It's easy, right? It's easy to say, well, every little retrace, I'm going to add there, I'm going to add there. But keep some context on the bigger picture. All right, let me keep moving. Oh, I think we're almost done. Okay, I got Woo Wonka. Oh, shit. I hit the wrong thing there. Okay, Woo Wonka. Giving me Luna again. Oh, well, obviously he's got a trade on here 2 days in a row. Did we change much, Woo Wonka, from yesterday? We looked at this pretty good detail yesterday. Well, let's take a look here. Luna was our second choice for the new puppy we just got. But we went with Molly. Let's hope Molly's going to stay asleep here. Okay, what are we doing, Woo Wonka? We just looked at this. So what did we do? If we were here yesterday. All right, so you're thinking one more down. It looks like it. Whoops. Seems like you're thinking, okay, we've gone A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I see it. All right, so now you're thinking 3, 4. So 3's in. We're working on 4 down for the 5. May truncate, may not. All right, so I think we did this yesterday, right? We just looked at that. Okay, come back and test it. So here's the entry. So this is reasonable. We got the RSI, right? Certainly all this the energy potential is there. MACD is pretty well spread here on the 4. So something to consider. You might if you want to see. There's always a trade-off, right? If you wait for that, now you're late to the trade. But you would need. So that's actually a good example. For these, right, particularly the MACD, by the time that crosses, you're buying towards the high. So you got to be careful about that. So waiting for the MACD cross, I've never been a big fan of that. Not that it doesn't work, and if you're using it, I'm not saying don't use it, right? But it's a long wait. So it's too easy to say, oh fuck, man, maybe if I go down to the 2 hours, it'll cross sooner, right? Then you're creating the conditions that you want to see. See, oh hey, if I go to the 1 hour, it's already crossed. Careful of that. I've done that. If you're trading, if you're doing the analysis off the 4 hour and it's not crossed on the 4 hour, don't make it convenient for yourself. The market will bite you in the ass for doing that. Okay, 4-5. I think that's legit because this is all wick. So I'm sure if you put that in line chart, that's going to look a lot better. Like it's just 1, 2, 3. Sure, it does, right? Of course, right? That big rejection wick. So 3, right? So 1, 2, 3 looks reasonable. Right to the golden zone. Oh shit! Did we go through? Yeah. So the wick went through. The implication is we're going to go further down. Well, you can't argue with the count, right? It's pretty clean. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It works, right? So we looked at that yesterday. So the ending diagonal to the 1, A, B. So we're just trying to finish that C, or pardon me, the C of the 2. And that would be, this is, oh shit, your numbers are different than mine. So I'm assuming that's your 786. Well, here, let me just do it. So that's your 786, 887, I guess. That might come a little lower. But you'd be right in the pocket. Well, so you'd want to look for, all right, if you get a new low down here, you'd want to look for some divergence. Might help you. And then here's the trade, right? Which you're noting, the first little retrace, you get long off of the 1, 2. Right? The theory being it's a 1, 2, and then any of these pivots that you use down here, you have to be firm on that stop, right? what's the classic mistake that you make if you're in a trade that you really, I don't know if I can move that. I don't think I can. I can't. Well, so just don't move your stop down. Well, you got a clear invalidation point here, right? So the max risk you could give it is here. 1, 2. Okay. Since we did that one, I won't spend a lot of time on that, but that's a good follow-up. Wonka. All right, I got Pizza Man. I think this is our last one. I think. Okay, so I got Pizza Man with Lee. I don't know what Lee is. I'm assuming that's a trad. And when I say Lee, I mean LI. What is LI? Uh-oh. I got take this one. Okay. Let's save that. All right, so we're actually going to end up on time, I think. Oh, my God, look at that. We're going to be right on time.
I don't think we are because we have 2 tips.
Oh, we do? Okay. Well, I'm happy to do them. Okay, what the hell is LI? I don't even know what LI is. Why is that?
LI? Let me look.
What is the S?
I think it's a traditional.
Yeah, I know it is, right? Because it's not spread against anything, but I don't know what it is. It doesn't look like it's
LI Auto, Lee Zhang,
Yeah,
Chinese electric vehicle.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not on the NASDAQ or NYSE. So, okay, well, that's all right. Pizza Man, are you in Asia? For some reason, I was thinking you weren't, but maybe you are. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's, oh, you're kind of stuck with that, right? 1, 2, oh, that's deep. Yeah, you're stuck with it. Okay, so that's not terrible. It's clean impulse on the 3. Interesting, 3 longer than 1, 5 longer than 3, but it stays impulsive without the overlap. So it's just a little unusual, right? The kick in the 5. Well, shit, I don't know that. So you got a kick in the 5 of the 3 and a kick in the 5 of the 5. Right? Well, okay, so the one thing you didn't, oh, but this is tight down here, boy. This is talking about a range. That's mighty deep. 1 A B C. Okay, so this is nice work. Well, Pizza Man, he knows what he's doing here. So he's working backwards from here. So I can see the clean 5 that finishes, right? So just process of elimination. If I got to work backwards. What did I get there? Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just extra detail he's adding in here to give a little more conviction into that. Now you didn't. Well, let's see. What are we on, a 4 hour? You didn't get much of a chance. You had to be on the gun right there. Probably had to be watching that because you got one little. That's why I say you don't. These things can happen fast. You got that, and then you never got another. Well, maybe you got. Well, you didn't really. You didn't get anything until it started this, right? So if you weren't right there, finger on the mouse for that little pullback, you missed the ride, and you're waiting the whole time saying, "Give me a retrace." Well, eventually, right, as is always the case, eventually you get the retrace. What happens to so many traders? This thing starts going, and they take some poor positions, right? Because they're not being patient here. This thing is just a moonshot. Now here's the classic, right? We talk about this a lot, right? So, they want to go get that, right? They want to get the stops up there. They want to, whether they're looking for the liquidity that it would offer them for the short, or whether it's bulls just looking for, to run and gun it, can't get there. Market is talking to you here, right? If they could get there, they would. WXY looks clean. So how would you just looking at it? Well, sure looks like that's 3, right? So just same thing, right? Which he knows to do, right? So working backwards, I finished with a 3. This sure looks like a 3, so that wasn't too tough. Okay, WXY. So we got a hard pivot down here, deep pivot, and just a moonshot, right? Straight into it. Looks like do you see right here, his numbers are a little different than mine. But from this swing high to swing low, do you see where we went? Between the 50 and the 618, right where the algo's likely to be active. I think I've pulled this right. Yeah, but here's our 50. Oh, right to the golden zone. Jesus Christ. Here, I'm telling you, I can spot it, but I didn't quite see it. And so look at the confluence of events here. Right, prior resistance. Oh. What stops it? Software, right? 65 to the tick, right? I can't make this shit up. Okay, so it's a WXY. So what are we doing here? So let me pull this out of here. So WXY looks like that's technical as well. All right, so this is obviously algo driven. So it looks like you went from an algo pivot here to an algo pivot here. Now it looks like we just did another one. So this is just algo ping pong. You see this all day long, all the time, right? So you're right in the pocket where you look for it. Looks like he's already long, right? So good for you, Pizza Man. Let's go down to the one. Okay, so I know that's a lot of stuff. I know that's really hard to see. I get it. Let me try and. Oh, Jesus, that is a cluster F. Okay, so, but at that, here, let me raise these up so they're more obvious. Okay, at its core, what are we doing here? Well, this is a little wonky. So we go 3, 3, 3, but you know, at its essence here, if I can simplify, I want to. What do we do? So we're just right there, right? Those 3 pivots. Now I have the channel, and I have the median lines, right? Where's my target? So if that's 1, 2, if this is going to hold as a 2, right? And you never know, but right now the pattern would imply, hey, I've got because this sure as hell is not corrective. That's just rip your face off impulse down, and I got a technical pivot here, and I swing up. And so again, look at these swings, right? We go straight, kind of a complex correction. Then I go straight again. This thing is dying to rip. So now here, same thing, right? Exactly the same. I rip. I retrace. The rip and retrace. Oh, I'm going to have to use that. I'm always, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can never use the same YouTube title twice. You know how many times I've got to come up with a new title? 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, it looks like there's so you've got one set of median lines here. I'm just going to change that here so it pops a little bit more. So you can see it. Okay, so we've got this is a corner. We're not golden, but here, so I've got a corner. So I've got very clear probabilities and this technical pattern working with me. So as long, right, emphasis, always the emphasis, as long as that pivot holds, I got 80% odds I get there. Well, so you say the same thing here because I've got it again. So I would not even hesitate to put 2 of them on here. Now, this might be a little less. Right, the angle may not be as good because this takes less time, which is why you want the bigger ones. Because I could squirt right up here and get that and get my 80 here right into a double top. So I would use it. So if you did that, if this is 1, 2, and you went up here and you popped here and you got a little resistance here off the double, well, look across, right? Right, every pivot is potential resistance, right? You got to remember that, right? You got to be careful around pivots, right? Because something had to happen there, right? So if it rejected it, then when it comes back to it, what do you think is going to happen? Well, what did happen? There are buyers here. I promise you, there's buyers there that are not even thinking about that. All they're thinking about is, oh shit, we're off to the moon. Right? I'm going to just say it and say it and say it until people say, God, I love getting those emails. Oh man, you saved my ass. I wanted to buy that. Never buy it here, ever. Right? You're just asking for an ass raping. So now this goes here. So it looks like he's in right here. So he's already in. Look at the reaction that he's got. Nice, right? So this is thoughtful work that he's doing here, right? So he's worked out all of the angles. Every swing has been accounted for. Every swing has got a fib attached to it, right? So he can look at those fib relationships. Now, 1, 2, it's a little squishy up here. Oh, fuck, where are you going to pull your 5 out of there, right? So 1, 2, it looks like you'd have to do 3, 4 and finish it that way. Well, you'd have to check that length. Can we do that? Before I get cocky, if I'm right on that, yeah, it's a little gnarly. See, I'm looking at the finish, saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, boy, that's tight, but it looks like you could do it. Well, either way, it looks very impulsive. This shit actually looks like a 5. Here, let's go down to a 1. Well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to go A, B. Well, it actually looks like it works. Actually, looks like so it looks like I can finish this with a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd have A, B, C. So it looks like that's solid here. So I've got a good candidate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, triangle 4. Shit, I'd have to go down to 30 here. All right, looks like you got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so I've got a 1. Yep, I got a 1. A, B, C. I got a 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a bit large. Let's go white. Okay, so we're coming off of the bat, right? So here it is again, right? So you'll notice that I'm consistent. 1, 2. Where's my stop? Or below the golden zone, right? Whichever one you want to use. So same thinking, right? Just as we're talking about those pivots, right? Swing, retrace. Now, if they can get those stops, they will, right? Sell. By they, I don't mean the evil people on the other side of your trade. I mean bears, right? Who want to push that down because somebody shorted it here. Somebody's in profit here. What did they, play off of, right? All of this structure here can't get through. Now we come right back to it, reject it. Now, if they can get that pivot, they will. Bears. Which is why. So this is just a great example. You see, this is why this is something you want to look for, because if they can't get it, look at the reaction that comes out. Look, it's just fucking straight up, right? Because a couple things are happening here. Obviously, bulls are coming in. Bears stops are getting triggered. Breakout traders enter here. Right? Terrible place to enter, but they do it anyway. They get away with it here. So you're right at the pivot. Is that where you want to buy it? Think about that. Is that where you want to buy it? No. Do you get away with it here? Yes, which is actually the worst case scenario because you'll do it again next time. Right? I promise you that will be part of your experience if you're buying those. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, let's do it this way since we know we're deep here. 1 on the 2. All right, so where do we go? Now, do you think that's coincidence? That I tell you over and over and over again that the high probability zone for a third is between the 1618 175. Just like we had a perfect golden zone, right? It's just I cannot make this shit up. I can't, right? Not show it as many times as I do. So, oh shit, that may not be done here, right? So 1, 2, that's pretty much of a straight rip. Now the challenge you have with something that just goes straight like that is you don't have much of a base. Now this is visible range, but if I just drew the volume profile on this, there's going to be nothing there. So it really doesn't have any support until you get, oh fuck. Oh, something happened there. Oh shit. Sometimes when I copy, there we go. I get your colors. So that's the only support you've got. Well, maybe you might be able to play off of this a little bit. All right, so obviously something. Look how long we stayed there. Right, so there was a lot of indecision there. So this looks like a pretty good area to be looking for support. That's not much of a start. So 1, 2, you're stuck with this, right? It's vertical, but it doesn't really have any much subdivision. I'm already on 30 minutes, so 1, 2, that needs a little more. So ideally, this would kick a little bit further, and you'd kick up here and get this. Then you'd have a high class problem, right? So is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That would be a high class problem, right? So if this is 1, 2, is this my 3, and we're going to go 2, 6, 1, 8? Well, that would be the next place I'd look, right? 2 is not uncommon, and you're going to start to run into some of this other structure up here. All right, we're going to have some of that to contend with. Remember, every pivot, right? You have to pay attention to pivots because something happened there. So we're going to get that far. Well, at that point, I might start thinking. Remember, if I can keep an impulse all self-contained in one drive here, because I really don't want to do this. I'd rather, right? If this is my trade, I don't want to do this. Right, you see, and hopefully you see why. Now, it's not like it never happens, but I want the impulse to be right here if I can get it. Right, that would be the preferred potential. So then I'd be thinking 1, 2. All right, so I'm assuming you guys follow me here. I'd be thinking 3, 4, 5. Now it has a better look. Right, that's the impulse I want to see, right? So if I'm in this and I'm long here, well, so 1, he's in a great shape, right? So right off the bat, right? So where he is, but look at his target, right? So he's after much more. I want to see that play as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's what you're hoping comes out of here. right? And right now, well, okay, we've done something technical, right? It could be algo driven, shit, who knows, right? But it's certainly the fact that that pauses there is not insignificant. Now, is that the 3 of the larger of this 1 2? God damn it, get out of there. Of this 1 2, is there really a 1 here? Boy, that's a bit of a stretch, right, to call that a 1 2, but it may be all you've got. Well, you're kind of stuck with it, right? Because if this is ABC, you're not going to call this 1 2 3 4 5. You're kind of stuck with it. Now, shit, you may go down to a 1 minute. You might be able to get a little diag out of there. I don't know. This would be a high-class problem, right? So if I'm wondering, God, is that the 3 of the 3, or is that the 3 of the larger degree? So either way, he's after more. So there's no reason to do anything other than be looking for opportunity here. So this is doing what you might anticipate here, the classic 4, as we kind of waffle here. So if we do something like that, now, if it takes more time, right? So if you got something like that, now I'd be more inclined to be putting the 3 here. Right, but I don't want this to be the 4 relative to this 2. Again, it's there's some subjectivity there, but you know what you want it to look like, right? You know, right? This is when Elliott talks about the right look. That's what he's talking about. We don't always get it, right? Market's not perfect. Elliott's not perfect, but it's the best thing we've got, right? If there was something better, I'd be teaching it, because trust me, I've looked at everything. After 30 years, I've looked at everything. All right, so I think that's that's Lee, or for Pizza Man here. This is a good looking trade here. So you got high class problems, right? So the one thing you're not worried about is letting this thing turn into a loser. So at this point, I think you're probably good to let it ride, right? No risk trade, right? The classic free trade, right? If it's coming back, let's think about that. All right, if it's coming all the way back down here, did that trade work out? Probably not, right? So now you'd be back here thinking, well, shit, I sure had all the ingredients of an impulse, but it ends up being an ABC. So Pizza Man, no reason to take any risk. Let it fly, right? And now you just keep your hands off your mouse. You got a big target up here because you're looking for the bigger 3 at the higher degree. Well, shall we go back out here? Just let it run. Right now, see, you've removed all of the stress. Now it's just hands-free, right? Just let it fly. If it goes, it goes. Remember, we're the dominant event that we're working with here is the corner pocket, right? That still has that 80 is still very much in play, right? 80 to get there, 80%. I'll take 80% odds any place I can find it. Right? Where else do you get that? Exactly nowhere. Okay, so all right, so we got tips here. So what's the first one, Monty?
ALEPH, ALEPH, USDT to KU coin.
I read something about these guys the other day here. Okay, so right off the bat, you might be thinking diagonal. Does that work here? Well, let's see what our range is. I think we need to go to log. Well, so things that I do right off the bat when I'm looking at something I haven't looked before, I want to get the lowest low. This looks pretty wicky. I mean, look. Hard to miss that. So sometimes when I just see that right off the bat, I just say, what really is happening here? All right. So okay, it looks like this is an impulse that completes. This looks like looks like it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this looks like A, B, C, right? W, A, B, C, X. Now you're it's kind of a fucked finish, but I don't see any other way to trade that. Or to label that W, X, Y, X, Z. Maybe when we go back here, we can dig out the A, B, C. Oh, that's a little squishy. I don't know that it matters, right? So we're down here now at this point in time. What do we know? All right, we can so the benefit of doing that here. Okay, so we've got a pretty solid support zone. Well, okay, so significant pivots. All right, so I just start looking. So how do we look here? Well, that looks like maybe a 50. How'd we do here? 50. How'd we do here? Golden zone. See it? So could we have finished a leading diag here? because this is a prime spot for a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's consider that. Let's get this right on that. A, B, C, so you're going to have to work backwards. Well, it looks like you got an impulse here. So let's just map it out here. All right, so it looks like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, let's just start there. Right? I may very well change that. Oh, fuck, that's a little big. But, I mean, you got to put them somewhere, right? So I will often just say, okay, what's my first impression look like here? So, all right, well, let's start there and see now, does that work, right? Do I have to tweak with it? I like the 1, 2. This doesn't look like much of an impulse, and I don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I've got to go A, B, C here. So, well, that doesn't look like... It's funny, the ones that people want help on are always the toughest. All right, so I understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I'm going to stick with A here. So let's measure that. Get this length. Or 1 is what I want to say. Okay, so if this is the 3, and I've got to do this through an ABC, it looks like your best bet, right? So if this is going to hold as a 1. There is no chance for an impulse here, right? So it's just, can this diag work? You know, even still, if it's A, B, C, which it would have to be. So let's label it up. A, B, C into a 3. So as we talk about this, now that's deep here. Ideally, the 1 through the 3, we're looking for a reaction at the 50 for the 4, which would be down here. Well, it looks like you got a 5 already coming down. That's a little. Well, see if it's an A, we got to get it into a 5. XY, I might do it here, right? Little truncation. So for a W X Y X Z. All right, I'm gonna go work with that. So then I can go A, B, C. Let's label it. A, B, C, because I do not think you can get an impulse in there. I mean, maybe you could. It's going to be a force fit if you do. So if you're a bull, and I'm assuming that you are, right? This is what you want to see, right? Because we don't have a possibility for an impulse. So now it's just what's left, right? So if it's going to continue to go here, you'd have clear target levels and invalidation points, because right now 3 is longer than 1, but we need 5 longer than 3 if this is going to hold. So your best case scenario here, let's map it out here. If that's 3, oh, pardon me. So let's see. So ABC, right? So it would have to be this way. So we'll do this one at 100%. If that's it, 2, 3, son of a bitch. Interesting. So if this is going to come here, so the length of the third, oh fuck, I want to do it this way. That's interesting though. So I just found 2 things here, right? So if I take the length of the A projected from the B, I've got damn near parity there, and that might be if I tighten that up. So that's interesting to me. So I have confluence. I have a confluence event, because shit like that does not happen randomly. So that's likely an algo, just playing an A to B equals C to, or A to B equals B to C. So 1, 2, 3. And so that makes me a little more confident in that 3. We're coming down into, right? Always look left, right? It's more relevant into what's happening here, but I wouldn't ignore that. So all of this, we're coming right into that support. Uh-oh. My office mate just woke up. All right, let me brighten that up here. Let's make that bigger. 1, 2, right? Well, here's what you don't want to do. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, it's too many. So you're coming in for that 4. Now I'd like that 4. So this looks like it's the A, right? So look at the complexity here, right? So you're kind of stuck with that. So you don't want to put the 4 here. You want the 4. You want something like that. I want the 4 over, because this looks like that's the A. So if I go down to a 60, it looks like you've got a 5 going in there. Come here. 2, 3. Looks like a triangle. Well, you're kind of getting close. Looks like that could be done. 1, 2. A, B, C, D, E. That looks like that's a pretty good triangle. Note the Vegas wave. Right. Okay, looks like that's a good 3. So I'd have a contender for the A here. This is not ideal, but looks like you got an A there. You're looking for a B, and you're looking for a C. It's micro. Put them in yellow. Okay, so 3. That sure is a 5. So process of elimination. If the bull count's going to hold, you don't want a 1 here. So, and since you had this very big 3 into the third, you want to see something similar for the 4, and you want it to take more time. Like that. Okay, so all right, let's see if we can put that back together. Oh shit, let me go back to a 2. Got a monster. Even so if we're doing visible range here, we'll focus right here. This is not to be ignored. I gotta get right on that pivot. So we're at the 38 for the A, right? That would be just textbook. Couldn't script it any better for the A. Now I need this to kick. Well, this is another one that I like because it's just a good visual. This one down here, it's an RSI histogram. So when we get here, let me zoom in there. Oh, let's see here if I do it this way. When the RSI gets above that, it would be comparable to getting above 50 here. When we get above that, oh shit, this is actually a good one here. It's called the RSI Histo Alert Strategy. It's a good one if you're looking for one. So you know here he's got the RSI here. It's just a different way to look at it. OBV here. Now we're going through this retracement here. You have the potential for a little divergence here on this version of the RSI. You see it, but it's a little different to your eye. But you see you've got a new low here. So as we've got a new price low, we don't get a low here in the histogram. Same thing here. Now as that comes back up, that's just what you want. So you could certainly take the trade there, right? I mean, you've got something that's completed here. You could take it there just off of the structure, but I wouldn't be looking for new highs. Right, the pattern wouldn't make sense, right? You can't. Fuck, is there something else I could do? No, I was just thinking we don't want to go A, B, C. Right? We wouldn't be. You wouldn't think A, B, C and be finishing here. This looks like it just still has. It's not ripe yet. It's not done yet. 1, 2, 3. Boy, that's. It wouldn't be what you'd hope to spot, right? If you're in this now, hopefully you're in from somewhere below. But that is a bit much. But you're kind of stuck with it because 1, 2, 3 doesn't work, right? They wouldn't be long enough. 3, so you can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, shit, you can, but it's just a question of whether you want to, how much weight you want to put on rules and guidelines. Even if you use this one, even if I use a lower pivot, you can't put 3 here. Can't do it, right? So it has to go here. It's not what you'd hope. Well, so if you're in this, I think I'd be watching for a little reaction here. Now, if it's a B, remember we're looking for an ABC, but there has to be an A. So I'd be looking for something. It doesn't have to be huge, but I'd be looking for something I could lean into and say, okay, I got my A. Right, but that. Something down here. Doesn't have to go that far. Well, we just drew up where the idealized version would be right in here. Well, note that you got that to play with, right? That was significant to the market. Right here, rejected, hung, right? Rejected again. So that's an area that I'd be kind of focusing on, but you're going to have to wait for that to get there. I mean, you don't have to, right? It's up to you, right? But if it's me, I wouldn't like this, right? It doesn't look right? So for me to take that on the assumption we're doing that, now that doesn't mean it couldn't do that. But if you're trading patterns that are prone to repeat, which is all we're doing, right? These patterns are very well established. I'm taking that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not what you'd hope, right? If you're in from down here, you'd hope for something more impulsive, right? We're just getting a lot of chop here. So all of this market is not really in love with this trend yet. So so we get a push, and then it's 80% of it's being retraced, right? Same thing here, right? It's like, oh, we're going. No, we're not. We're going. No, we're not. We're going. No, we're not. Which is what's happening in a diagonal, right? It's the market is struggling to establish the trend. So I am getting higher highs and higher lows. I am getting that, right? So you could make the case for a trend here. If you're not applying Elliott, you could, I don't want to say dumb it down. You could reduce it to, okay, I've just got higher highs and higher lows. I do have that. So I have the makings of a trend. Oh, shit. I mean, you could probably do something like this. Oh, man, I got big ones on here. Who's that? Oh, that might have been me from before. I don't want to extend that left. All right, I got to start on something here. But now you don't want to count on a double bottom. You don't want to count on it. The median lines are not going to, well, let's just throw them up there. All right, when in doubt, look at everything. All right, am I better here or am I better here? Well, if I'm here, I'm in that channel. If I'm here, I've got the upper, a little cluster around the median line. So back to the Vegas wave. Yeah, that's. I wish I could give you better news there. This is kind of ugly. But that's what I'd be looking at right here. This is prime zone for a diagonal on the 4. And remember, you're looking for a big 5 because it has to be longer, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has to be longer than that 3 for a leading diag. But holy shit, is that a bullish count, right? If that completes, if heavy emphasis, if we finish up here, wow, you got a monster on your hands. Because that's the 1 wave. Right now come back to the daily. You're just putting in the 1 at this degree. Oh shit, that's going to be kind of messy. Oh, come on. 1, 2. Well, it sets up a potential fairly big fall off the, let's see if it's any better in log. I don't think it is. So that's the 1. Well, so that's kind of interesting. You get the 1 here up at the 1618, just looking for swing relationships. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get it up for that 5. Then what you'd have is 1, 2. Man, do I want to be there for that 3? Okay. And you said we had one more money?
Yeah. Mana USD.
Coinbase. Well, there's a moonshot. Okay, let's go. Let's come down a little bit. We'll go to a 12. All right, so again, just force a habit. I want the absolute low wicked off. Well, I don't want to ignore this. Well, so right off the bat, the first thing that should strike you is big air pocket there. So if we break down, well, okay. Right, so sometimes the reason to do that. Right, so having just done that, I'm assuming you guys know what I'm going to do next. All right, I got a big base down here. All right, this is what you see in crypto: base, long wait, moonshot. So if you're not, well, here's one where there's a breakout that definitely worked.
If you're going to chart it from the very beginning, I think Bitcoin or Binance has the lower because it starts at 5 cents and that one starts.
Oh yeah,
like 50.
Okay. Well, I was just doing this since he had USD instead of USDT. Okay, now we get a little more perspective. All right, so now that changes it. So he must be trading it over there, but this is where you would want to look at it. So all that, same.
And his question was, where would you put the main pitchfork? And is it likely another 2 at 274?
Okay, well, so a couple of things, right? So we're seeing this down here is our absolute low. Well, so I come in and out of the log, right? So this, oh, that's actually kind of a pain in the ass. All right, so now as you look at that, okay, that looks like that's a completed impulse. So let's, since we got to call it something, right? Let's call that a 1. Oh, looks like we might be able to do an A, B, C there. Give that a 2. Well, now I got to put them somewhere. So let's bring that over. So could be, right? I might got to start somewhere. Well, do I like this any better? Really, all that's doing is emphasizing this down here, and I don't love that, but there's always trade-offs with log. 1, 2, 1, A, B. Oh, that's probably good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like you'd have to do that as kind of an ugly diag. I don't know if it's going to be any better here. I don't think it is. So I think we can do the analysis here, and I don't want you here. Oh, that almost looks more corrective here. So boy, I don't really want to truncate that. Let's go in there a little bit. Look, that's a good, decent 2, but we don't get a 1 unless we're gonna try and do it that way, which I can't say I like. And so, and I say that because, you know, again, right? Does it have the right look? Not really. Is that what you want for your 1? And still, if that's, I want to complete it here. It doesn't look like you can. This is a bit of a bear. Okay, so let's see. How are we technical here? All right, so now I am in log for that. I don't think you can get that done. God damn it. Let's see here. 1, 2, A, B, C. So you might be stuck with that. But the 1, 2 compared to the 3, 4 is just all wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you might have to do that as a flat or as a, well, you're kind of stuck. To trunk. So it looks like you might be able to do this as an ABC. So maybe we have to go W, X, Y, which is not a whole lot better. I don't want to do that one. You might be stuck with that. Well, that you could finish that with a 5 because you got a better pivot there. So you can't call it a flat. So we'd have to truncate this because that's not far enough. Even if I take it out of log, let's just see. It's technical. Fuck that. That's the higher pivot, so you're kind of fucked here. You're stuck with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could finish with that 5 there. I can't say I like that. Of the 2 here, I don't think that's any better here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. Well, I want to go 1, 2, but I don't think I can make it work unless I'm going to force fit it in there. You know, you're getting the algo reaction there. So let's see. Right, that's what I want, right? I want 1, 2, 3. Right? It makes more sense, right? To go 1, 2, big 3. We're working on the 4. But god damn, this just looks so freaking ugly. Well, that right off the bat, that looks like a 2 or a B. So that's a little bit of the problem. Let's just check it. It looks like that's technical. I mean, so we know what happened there, right? Algo kicked it. Algo took profit. Oh, Can we do this as a 1 ABC? Looks like ABC, ABC. Yeah. I don't want to make that the 1. Let's see what we can do here. 1, 2, ABC, ABC. Let's put that. I don't think that's an impulse. I just don't think you have one. What am I on? 8 hour here? Shit. Here, let's go down it. Tough one. Let's go to 60. Let's see what's really there. Can I get one in there? Maybe I can. All right, could this be a 1, 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, so let's just isolate that. All right, can I actually get a clean impulse or diag into that? Well, it looks like, so right off the bat, oh, did it overlap? Yeah, it looks like it did. Yep, so we'd have to go ABC. But it looks like 3 is not going to be long enough. So let's just check that here. It's not. Well, you really can't get a 5 into that. Now here I got a great 5 here right where I don't want it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't have that be a 5. So I think you got to do ABC. I don't think you can go 1, 2. 1, 2. There's no way to do it. 1, 2. That can't be the 3. It can't be 1, 2, 1, 2. Yuck. It's got to be an ABC, right? There's no other way to do it. So can I go 1, 2? Can I get a contracting? I might. Maybe I can't. Let's just take a look here. Would that be? That's not long enough. Let's just check that again. Can't do it there. Can't do it there. Shit, I'm going to be stuck with something like this. Can't say I like that. One, two. Well, it looks like I got a 5 there. So it looks like I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I got a 1. I got a candidate for a 2. But you see, it doesn't play, right? So even if I'm thinking 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 1, 2. I can't go 3, so at 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 doesn't work. So it's got to be A, B, C. I can't get an impulse here over here. I can't make it work, right? So there isn't an impulse to play there. There's not a diagonal either, unless I just say, well, fuck the rule, right? 1, 2, that's not longer, right? That looks like 5 would be longer than 3. So you're gonna have to go, fuck. You can't do it. So you have to play that as a correction. And since that's a clear 5, that doesn't work, right? So likely we got to deal with a truncation here, which is last resort, but that 5 is so clear there's no way around it, right? So that has to be part of something. So A, B, C. Can we do it that way? Do an A, B, C into that. Okay, well now we're really going to have to dig to pull that out. Well, this is tough because the solution is not right in front of us. So let's go down to a 15. Oh, come here. Shit, I lose it when I do that. Whenever you change the time, it completely fucks you here. Hang on. That's why I made that line so I could find it. Oh shit, lost it. Where'd you go? There it is. Okay. Now I got to get something out of here. I can't. So that is June 21st. So let's go 15. Well, I hate to stall like this, but here's the reality of trading. Come on, you little fuckers. Where are you? There we go. Okay, can I get a 1 out of this or an A? I don't think I can when I first look at it. So can I go 1, 2, 3? Or, fuck. 1, 2, 3. I might be able to. Let's see. 1, 2. Well, that looks like an A, B. That looks like a 3. Well, this looks technical, so let's just have a peek here. All right, so perfect 50, second target. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How am I going to finish that? I might be able to finish that, but that looks like an ABC. Okay, so that, let's label it. I want to go 1, 2. Let's see if that works. I don't think that's going to be long enough. Just 5 is going to be longer. So if I put it here, the 4 might. Let's get rid of that. Put the 4 here. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew, brutal one. Now, is that long enough? I don't think it is. Right? This is kind of the problem we ran into. Fuck. Can't get it. 5 is longer than 3, right? So 3 would be the shortest. Oh, that is just a bear. All right. Well, I don't want to drag this on too far here. So let's simplify, right? If the Elliott is confusing, right, and we don't have it yet, or I can't on the fly here get it. This sure looks like a good 3-4. So let's come back here and get some perspective. That's a. You might be able to get a 1 out of that. 1. Sideways 2. There's your 3, 4, 5. So let me get you out of here because I'm not sure about you. Candidate, right? So the 2 and the 4 look decent. This, I'm going to have to come back to that off live stream to figure out how to do that. Yeah, well, I would just leave it here, right? So we have something into that as a candidate for a 1, 2. Might be. I got to live with that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that's what it is. Let's put it in a different color. All right, that's your best candidate for a 1, 2. You're going to have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get a 1 here. Sideways 2. Ripping 3. Sure looks like prime 4. Let's put this one here. Now, okay, let's think about Vegas wave. So is that 1? No, that looks like that's 3, 4. Let's go. Well, it looks like that finishes with 5. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't really want a 5 there, so I'm going to have to do A, B, C. So this has to be W, X, Y. Oh, shit, I don't know that it matters there. So how do we look on a 1, 2? Shocking. So I got a good read there on the 5th. Okay, so that's based on what's here, right? Now we got a little problem spot. So if this starts to break down, you know where you're going to go back to say, okay, I got that wrong, or I can't work that as a 1, 2, or whatever this abortion is. But it's, I mean, I don't see a better way to do it, right? Having dug down there, I think you're kind of stuck with that 1, 2, and maybe that works, right? So, I mean, so here do we get, right? Here's our base. that we launched from. Okay, so now there was a question about the set of median lines. On what time frame it would be helpful there.
It was just saying, where would you put the main pitchfork? So
The
I guess
main
for
pitchfork.
the
Well,
entire
so
history.
yeah. So there's always a little bit of trial and error here. So I would right now. So to start with, I'd work off the dominant pivots, right? Lowest low, right here that we've got, right? Because this isn't relevant. Well, it actually plays pretty well here. So right now, note I am in log scale, right? So if you're trying to replicate this, you'll have to do the same thing. It's good 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess shit. Maybe I just spent too much time with that. Maybe it's just it is that. Even it's ugly. I think that's our best 5 coming out of there. That looks like our best 2. It's a little squishy, but I think you can make that 1, 2 work. 3, 4. So it looks like it's all teed up to just head up and tap the median line. So let's pull that out. So if that's the 4, all right, we know we have a technical pivot. So let's take this up a degree. Okay, so let's go micro. Whew. Okay, so now let's zoom in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 1, 2. Well, we could do it this way. Well, if that's the 1 and that's the 2, I'd want to see the 3 up here. All right, I wouldn't want it to be shy of the median line here, so if it did that, but I'm just kind of trying to put out a roadmap. All right, so here, let's label it. Maybe that's easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go sub. Put it in yellow so it stands out. All right, so there's your target for the 3. You don't want to come up short here, right? You want that to get there. That would be. But if this is 1, 2, 3, right, it looks like good. And nothing says it has to stop in the 1, 6, 1, 8. It's just where you'd be prone to be looking for it. So from there, it looks like you're 1, 2, 3, 4. Get to that median line. Looks like what you're after there. To get to that, but remember you're setting up for the bigger kick here. 3, 4, 5. Let's take that up. That's what you're after from this pivot. It's got legs. There's room to go there. Oh, let's see. That's probably, can I squeeze that? Yeah. All right. This, other than this kind of very unusual start, which I pulled it apart best I could. I don't see an alternate here, but I think you're stuck with that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3. You're still seeking the 3 up here. Oh, I don't know. This doesn't look like it's far enough to be much help up here. You'd be at the 327 here. It's not far enough. So I'd be working off of the internal swing, but same as before. I want from this pivot, I want one self-contained impulse to finish that. And then I know, okay, I've completed this 3. Now I'm waiting for the 4. So I've got some obvious spots to work with. Oh, just right off the bat, right? We stayed there for a little bit. So if right now we don't have this yet, but if we're coming back down, okay, and then we start to put that together in the context. Again, I don't have this pivot, but if I got it right here, look where the 38 pops in, right where you look for it, down a degree, the prior 3, 4, 1, 2. I'd wick off that 1, potentially some structure there. Like that. So now you're just kind of hurry up and wait. So right now, even you could add right there. I would. You've already had the retrace. You've already had the retrace. Now and you're pushing away from it. Now I wouldn't give it a tick beyond that proposed 4 right here. Right. So low risk with good upside potential here. It's got to get through these. Well, here let's just double check here. We're already cleared that algo. You may not have. Yep, you did. Right, so if I'm spot on there, you got. You'd like to see a little bit more pop on that. But the 1-2 looks solid. And it looks like there's an impulse in there. Shit. 1-2. This is 1-2 3 4 5. Looks good. A, B, C on the 2. So all of that looks quite technical. You got it looks like that could be 100 too. All right, so this just a little more conviction into the trade here. Oh, you wicked through it, but I like that. And then right, you want to. I'm in log, so I'd have to do a traditional channel. I do it like that. So here, so if you got the what you want here is the little retrace here to tap it. So because now it looks like you're working on the 1 of the 3rd, right? Would make sense there. Oh, we go to the 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you already got it. All right, now nothing says it's done, but you got the foundation, right? This is what we were looking for below, which we didn't get. So there's the 1 coming off of the proposed 2. Let's take that up a degree. All right. 1, 2. Well, I got to have a 1. I got to start with something. Right? I come right out of the chute with an impulse. That's encouraging. So as it sits right there, you're back to the 50. Well, if you want to be by the book, you're buying right in here. Got a little high volume node right at the golden zone here. If you get that in a 3, I don't know why you wouldn't buy that. Right? If you're bullish, why are you not buying that? I'm not saying you're not. I'm just kind of a question to all of you. If you got a 5, right? So if you think you got a 1, 2, and you come off of it with a 5, and you got a 3, why would you not buy that? You could be very right. Risk reward here is fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You're still trying to get to a 3 way up here, right? This was the high probability zone. 1, 2, right? The 3, you can just see it. All right, maybe you don't get up there. Maybe you get a bigger 3. 1, 2, that you got to buy it. Right? I mean, if you're tracking this asset and you get that, what are you waiting for? Is there something else, right, that you would look for? Something better than 5 followed by 3 at support with a count that seems to suggest it, and you're at that longer term structure here that we looked at here, the high volume here. How are you not taking that? I mean, assuming you're bullish, right? What would you be waiting for? I don't know. It's going to get any better. 1, 2, right? And you put a. If you get it, right, you'd have another set of median lines you put on that. Oh, well, pardon me. I didn't go down low enough. Let's clean this up here since I think this is our last one. All right, we broke that one. We know we got that one. Let's get this out of there. I got to go down to a 15. Right, that's what you're looking for right there. Play the 80% right at the structure. You can probably tighten that up a little bit. Maybe you get a golden here. Wouldn't surprise me at all. There's the trade, right? And now is that going to be your 3? Probably not. Right? Probably just going to be the 1 of the 3. So here it's high class problems, right? Now look here, right at the structure. We go up here and get that. Don't be surprised, right? If you get a rejection there, algo is going to take its profit. Right? Doesn't necessarily. We could go second, third target, but wouldn't you see the potential here for the 1, 2 of the 3 to be there, right? That's why you want to take this trade, right? So if I got that, it's not like, oh shit, man, I thought that was going to go all the way. You don't want to fret on that, right? So here, nice trade, right? You're not getting rich on that, but that's a nice punchy single, right? You're not going to hit a home run on every swing. Nice punchy single. Now, do you want to stay, right? Because you're assuming you're going to give back 50%. You want to stay? Well, you're not. We're on a 15-minute. Likely, you'd stay. I mean, shit. It depends on your leverage and what your size, but that's what you're after right there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? We got big targets up here. All right, I think we covered it. Hope you guys got something out of that. We all set, Monty?
I think so. I'm checking with someone that says that they tipped a different time and we didn't
Oh,
cover it. I guess because it was at the end of
oh yeah, I'd be happy to do it.
end of a stream. But I haven't got.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember it was like ice or oh wait a second.
Maybe it was ICE on November 2nd.
Yeah,
ICE USD, we have one.
is that amazing?
Yeah, it was him.
It was ice.
So go, yeah, ICE USD, because I see that one, but it was from anonymous, so I didn't know how to
Ice
handle
USD.
that one. Mm-hmm.
Some Bitfinex, I guess. Gotta be. Oh fuck. Don't like to see that right off the bat. All right, well we got something there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. All right, maybe this can work. Look like it's not very liquid. Well, just right off the bat, there's the deepest retracement. So right, just immediately, I'm thinking 1, 2, right to a 50. Algo reaction, reaction. They didn't have much. They were off to the races there. All right, let's label it up. Looks like a good 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Internal. Well, it looks like it's A, B, C. So it looks like you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the inside. All right, so all the subdivision is there. Oh. Okay, so I got a nice clean impulse within my impulse. That's a little skinny, but here I'm in log scale. Yeah, looks a little different here. Looks like that 5 is done. Looks like I'm going to have to do it there. Well, let's see. Hang on. Yeah. Well, since that's just a rejection wick, I'm going to put it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 1 ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3 ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 5th. Looks like a slight overlap here, so we end with a diag ABC into the 4. Jesus, this is gorgeous. What's not to like there? So actually, I'm glad we looked at this. All right, pretty much I'd do it that way. Well, let's check the 1 here. Maybe a little overlap on the 3 is where you're prone to get it. 3, 4, 5 looks like that's done. So that doesn't have to be done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the size of this swing relative to any retracements we had previously. But you're looking for a pretty big fall now. Here, now you're looking for this to come. Uh-oh. Hang on, guys.
Puppy waking up.
Puppy's waking up. It sounds like she's puking. Hang on a second. No, she's all right. Hang on. Okay, she's good. I thought she was puking. She's not. They're prone to doing that. All right, so it looks to me like you're done here. Like you've got the initial rip. Let's see. Boy, so I mean, severe divergence, right? So as we come down, so you can look at the, well, here. See it in the RSI. See it here. See it here. Pretty good divergence as we put in that new high. Now, of course, that can kick and go again. But I'd be hard-pressed to call it anything other than a completed impulse. Now, if it kicks again, well, then you're going to be 1, 2, and maybe we got a bigger extension, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that looks less likely. And it looks like you got a good start on a 5 there. Coming down, which would... But the lower the time frame, the more this looks like it just looks like it's illiquid is what that shows you. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 4. So this would have to be 5, 4, 3. Yeah, it looks like you could do it. Oh fuck, come here. So you go 1, 2. Let's see, that's just you can't get an impulse out of that. It's just too sloppy. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just you can't do anything with that. But I'd be kind of mindful of the structure here. It looks pretty solid. When that starts to kick up, what would you be thinking, right? So now I'm looking for the B, right? Trying to get there, can't get there. Now we don't know, right? We don't have it, but that's the theme you'd be after. So right off the bat, I'd be here saying, okay, come on up, right? We can go higher, right? That would be the ideal scenario here, that you get that in an ABC. And then that comes down to more typical wave 2. But of course, crypto is showing us that in patient markets, right, you can't always count on a 50. Oh, I'd pay attention to this as well, since it seems to be, you don't have much else to work with here. I mean, until you get down here, which would be a pretty big sell-off. Now take that out of log. I'll take it out of log. Look what just happened. Right, we're coming right up to the golden zone on the A wave. Let's get all this out of here. But the range is so high. You went up to 64 from fractions of a penny. You'd have to at least look at it in log, and certainly it pops better in log. But if you're just going, well, how far did we travel, right? How far did we go, and how far have we retraced? Well, that would be See, it certainly doesn't look like the retracement is done based on the length of time here that we would be doing that. I mean, we could, of course, right? We could. Yeah, you got to look at that in log. It cleans the whole thing up. Nice channel here. So that would be my view here. I'd look for this to come down a little bit more. You might do it at the 38, right? Something like this. Right, into that structure, if you're an uber bull. All right, there we go. All right, let's give it a wrap there. I think we are done there. I think we covered everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. All right. Well, as I always hope that you guys get something out of these, and if it's not a trade setup that's moved over to your watch list, maybe a little nugget or two of just some insights from many years of doing this. A little TA help if you're working on your Elliott skills. So I hope there's value. At the worst case, you likely come out with a few that you might get on your watch list, which I always hope, because I know these guys are putting a lot of work in to get those setups on. All right. So with that, now tomorrow you got Monte Crypto with his unique approach. You won't see anybody else anywhere doing what he does, right? Which is part of the attraction. It's totally unique and it's powerful. So don't miss that. He will, members will know about it. You'll get an announcement, but on YouTube, perhaps hit that little bell so you know when he goes live, because his time fluctuates a little bit. He has a newborn human, not a newborn puppy. So his time can vary based on if he's allowed to sleep or not. So, okay, so don't miss tomorrow. I think, as you guys know, particularly members, he's got a huge following amongst members because his approach is very appealing. So I hope you guys catch that, and otherwise I'll be back on Friday for a